First quarter action, what about 5 minutes away, 4 minutes away from starting here at the Albury Sports Ground. Elimination final day. Blake Penderescott with you, Lukey Francis, Dan Vaccaro. Big crowd building here at the Sports Ground. We're going to go straight down to Bobby Jackson. The coin toss between the two sides is just about to happen, Bobby J.
Yeah, George is in the middle just waiting for Ollie and Big Moz to come into the middle for the toss of the coin. The wind at the moment, boys, is blowing straight towards the entry of the Albury Sports Ground. Coin's going up. They explain what's heads and tails. And George is going to kick Noriel Beach End. Murray Beach. What end is that, boys?
The Noriel end, Bob Jackson.
Hume Street End.
Deary me. Maybe he had a couple of shandies with his Father's Day breakfast this morning.
I had a couple of shandies last night, boys.
Okay, so ground conditions, Bobby, how's it all looking out there?
Absolutely no excuse underfoot. The grass is beautifully manicured to an inch of its life. The breeze it comes up and comes down. It's actually died off again, but if there's any breeze, it's going to the entry of the ground at this, the Noriel end.
Noriel end. 3 goals between North Albury and Cora Rutherglen in the A-grade netball for Ray White Rural. So North Albury coming back a little bit. The margin did blow out to 7. So Cora 26 leading North Albury 23. And of course you can watch the ending of that one. It's into the last quarter almost on our OM Snap Print Solutions TV. Dan Vaccaro, who are we taking a look at on our 40-wing stat sheet?
Yeah, so for North Albury, we're taking a look at Tim Broomhead, obviously, Archie Gardner, Julian Hayes, the skipper, George Goody, and Caden Winter as well. And over for Wodonga on the 40-wing stat sheet, we're taking Josh Matthew's numbers, Matt Wilson, Adam Jorgensen, Charlie Morrison, and Noah Bradshaw.
Alrighty, Bobby Jackson, boundary side for the new market. A tip from you, please.
I'm going to go Wodonga in a tight one.
Lukey Francis.
I'll go with the Hoppers Panda by 4 points.
Dan Vaccaro.
Wodonga in extra time.
Extra time. That would be absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure Lukey Francis can handle that. I'm not sure he could handle it at all.
The more we can get, the better, Panda. The more footy we can get today, the better.
Hopper Simon and a real close nail biter here at the Albury Sports Ground. 1 point the difference between these two sides in round 9. 3 points the difference last weekend at Button Park, only 8 days ago. And Bobby Jackson, turn around. Looks like Ollie Greenhill's gone straight to Tim Broomhead in the middle of the ground.
Yeah, we've picked that like a dirty nose, boys. He's gone straight to him in the middle and looks like he'll be with him for the whole day by the looks of it.
The umpire's going to stretch this out as well. I can tell you that it's 1:58, so we're going to wait until 2 p.m, I reckon, until this game starts.
I reckon you're right. Yeah. Did you bring your ukulele, Dan? Hey?
Umpire Brent Lewin, I reckon, here will wait till 2 p.m.
Has anyone got a joke, maybe?
Nah, he's picking the footy up right now.
Here we go.
Off
and
you go,
common
Lukey.
sense will prevail, and we're about to get underway. The Wangaratta Magpies await the winner next Sunday between the Hoppers and the Dogs. Here's Lukey Francis for A-grade alls and batteries.
Yeah, here we go in the elimination final for 2024. Driscoll, big sweeping one out of the ruck. Will Bradshaw spun around and got it to Yellen. Kick was smothered. Wiedemann goes again for the Hoppers and gets a driving ball forward and entry to the Hume Street end. Brody got a hand to it. And getting it out, here's Penny. Oh, gee, just across the line.
Missed his boot.
Yep, and the ball's gone through for 1 minus score. So the Hoppers are on the board here. 1-0 on the A-grade Alls and Battery scoreboard in the Elim.
Looks like Jack Penny's just a little bit lame as well, playing at full forward as Goody sits under this football and takes a nice intercept mark. He did win the toss and he's kicking to the Noriel end, which is where the breeze is favouring here at the Albury Sports Ground. Goody's going to load up again. Inside forward 50. Keith Talent, Minogue there. Connor Brody doing hard work at ground level. Foster Gardner applying a big tackle. Penny, hand pass it towards Talent. Working hard there is Matty Wilson over this football as well. A lot of green and gold jerseys there. Penny involved, lots of players. Ball it up. Jason Rain, and we're going to have a stoppage inside forward 50 for North Albury. Couple of early entries for them, Luke Francis.
Yeah, a few doggies and hoppers around the pure here, Panda. Let's have a look in the pocket. Minogue up high. Here's Morrison. Spins around, ball called out of bounds. In the pocket, Dan.
Yeah, it's a hot start for North Albury, Lukey, on the 40-wing stat sheet. 2 early inside 50s for them.
Dan for 40 winks. Bobby Jackson for the Newmarket boundary side. Blake Escott and Luke Francis calling for McRae Motors. Whistle in the ruck.
Minogue.
Yeah. Yeah, so gee, what a start this would be. For Josh Minogue, he's been so good this year. We'll go down to you, Bobby, for the Newmarket.
Just a little tug of the jumper there in the ruck contest. That's what you get when you've got a few inexperienced ruckmen floating about. They just don't know the craft as well as a full-time ruckman. So I just think a tug of the jumper at the wrong time there, and the umpire picked that up pretty quickly.
The leading goal kicker in the O&M for 2024. Josh Minogue can get the green and gold off to the perfect start in the elimination final on a Sunday afternoon at the Albury Sports Ground. In comes Josh, and he pumps them up. They're away, the Hoppers. They open their account.
Dan, you got something for us?
Sorry, boys.
You sleep, Dan?
You're awake, Dan?
I was just watching the North Albury bench because they looked very, very excited. Everyone was going to the boundary line. Big Oscar. Out of the midfield. They got the first clearance of the game, and they've gone inside 50 twice already as well. So hot start.
Yeah, I was watching the setup of the Wodonga Bulldogs. It looks as though Oscar Wilding's playing the deeper role today.
Good to see you with us, Dan.
Thanks, boys.
Sorry,
Very much so.
I'll let you down there, mate.
Welcome, Dan.
No, that's all Dan's fault. As Driscoll taps it down beautifully to Yelland, has to get rid of it. Goody tackled him. Ball spills out here to Soroczynski on centre wing. Broad, far side of the ground, goes short. Good work there by the North Albury defence and Caden Winter. Intercepted here by Flynn Gardner. Comes in ball with an aggressive kick. Here's Foster Gardner's first possession in about 4 weeks of footy. Gets around the man on the mark, goes short. Will it sit for Isaac Campbell? Tries to keep the football in. Hand passes it over the top to Taylor. He comes in ball with a swooping hand pass to Winter. Lowers the eyes beautifully. Just missed his man there, Keith Talon, who was all on his own, Bobby Jackson. Boundary throw in.
Yeah, just the importance of hitting a target inside 50 today, particularly with so many stoppages. We've seen already how many stoppages and restarts we've had today, so the entries inside 50 are crucial.
Let's have a look. So 25 around from goal, Hume Street end. Ball back into play. Driscoll with a hand to it. Here goes Foster Gardner. Breaks away. They get their second, the Hoppers. They're off to a flying start. Wow. So 13 plays nil here on the A-grade Oils and Battery scoreboard. Dan, beautiful.
Yeah, it was. And they've just really started this game well. Game, and that's coming to the forefront right at the moment in the opening 5 minutes for North Albury. Wodonga got to respond. They've been good in the clearance work, but they give it up as soon as they win it out of the midfield.
That was a little bit easy, Bobby Jackson.
Yeah, we talked about the start that North Albury had to have this game, whereas Wodonga got the jump on them in last week's game. So it was very important that North Albury get off the fly, and they've done that with two really quick goals.
Back in the middle here. Good duel between Wiedemann and also Driscoll. Wiedemann, that's holding the footy. Good tackle by Driscoll. Yellen wants to play on with the advantage. Umpire Brenton Lewin says no. So a good early win here for Michael Driscoll. We've played around 2 and a bit minutes for NZ in this opening term. Lowers the eyes, looking for Wilding. They converge on him. Spills out here to Yellen. Quick hands to Greenhill. They shovel it back to Soroczynski. Missed an important hand pass there. Matthew went in and won the football. Goody there for the Hoppers. Working hard. Gardner's under pressure. Gives it back to Goody and the Hoppers clear defence.
Yeah, they do. Bouncing ball left of centre wing on the club room side. Taylor tries to hook it over his head. Ball's gone out of bounds and we'll have a boundary throw in, Dan.
Yeah, good little period there for Wodonga. Really good work in the midfield there by Driscoll to win that free kick as well. So they've gone inside 50 twice now, Wodonga. Matt Wilson, Matthew getting their hands on the footy early for Wodonga.
13 plays nil. If you've just joined us, the Hoppers up. They've kicked the first 2 of the elimination final. Here we are on the outer side. Ball's going to be tied up. Talent is there, so too is O'Neill. And the umpire to take it. Great crowd in. Beautiful day in the border city of Albury. Looks sensational. Wiedemann, big one out of the ruck. Here's Wilson and Penny going at it. Wortman comes in. Nice hand pass. Gets it out to Noel Bradshaw. Back over the top to Wortman. Working in close to Yelland. And again, the ball has gone out of bounds right of centre wing on the far side, Bobby.
Yeah, with that breeze blowing across the ground, I think you'll see a lot of play on the far side of the ground there, the Albury Sports Club side of the ground. We've already had 3 or 4 throw-ins in the last 2 or 3 minutes, so I think that'll be the state of play for majority of the game.
Same as yesterday, Bobby Jackson.
Yes, correct.
Not close to our action. Broadcast side, Yellen trying to fight through a few tackles. Umpire says, give it to me. Ball up just forward to centre. Around the half-forward region here for North Albury. 2 early goals. They lead 13-0 on the Steel Line scoreboard. Still very early stages of this elimination final. Hayes spinning out of traffic back to Goody, who's been very busy early. Penny does well. Not sure he got a hand pass there. Winter working hard. The pressure from the Dogs is right up to the task here. Spills out the back to Bradshaw. Now Wilson gets around a man and then pumps the Dogs to half-forward. Bit of an open forward line here. I reckon that might be a hold against Ramage. Miller's won a free kick. He plays on with an advantage. He can chip it over the top or he can go for goal. He misses everything. Through for a minor score. Wielding in a paddock of space. Probably should have went for goal. And an early chance for the Dogs against the wind. Goes begging. 1 minor score. The Hoppers 2-1-13. Bobby Jackson, Newmarket Hotel.
You feel as though every opportunity you get at the Gardens end, you'll need to take it, and that was a missed opportunity. Joe the Goose opportunity for Oscar Wielding there.
Julian Hayes, big kick out of the goal square. It's on the fringe of the square, just favouring the broadcast side. And the umpire's going to take control here, Dan.
I know he missed it earlier there, but that turn of pace from Tom Miller was fantastic. So Wodonga starting to work their way into this contest.
Let's have a look. Driscoll clearly. Dennis up at the stoppage. Got swung around. Wortman on the boot goes Dan. Bouncing towards the arc here at the Botanic Gardens end. Cullen's after it, so too Jet Cassidy. They meet. Ball comes out. Hayes down at ground level. Picking it up. Flynn Gardner gets it to Cullen. So they hold up here, the Hoppers, and Ramage out wide now to Weaver. Noah Bradshaw coming at him. Umpire said play on. Ball spills out the side. Ollie Greenhill on the boot along the ground. Flynn Gardner, short ball. Hoppers under a stack of pressure back here. Nice work, good skills. Polkinghorn out to Goody and they get a clearing kick.
They worked that out brilliantly there. Goody's long kick. Sat under that one a long time was Foster Gardner. Got a little late contact. Winter wants a free kick for a high. Tommy Johnson wrapped him up beautifully in his 100th game.
Yeah, and just quickly on Michael Driscoll, Panda, he has had a fantastic start to this game in the ruck. And you mentioned pre-game, if he has a big day, Wodonga can win. He started real positively.
Absolutely, against Jackson Wiedemann. Jorgensen at ground level onto Mathy. Had to hand pass to Grass. Miller comes up, meets the footy. Beautiful little dinky hand pass out to Riley Gill, who sends the Dogs back into attack. Wielding came really late. Got 2 hands to it. Wiedemann. Hand pass it to Hayes. North Albury under a lot of forward Pete here from the Dogs. Johnson gets around a man. Hand passes to Mathy. Swings it towards the top of the goal square, but Cullen, in fact it's Weaven, is there. Takes a nice relieving mark for North Albury, and watch him try and spread here, Lukey Francis. They lead 2-1-13 to the Dogs. 1 behind, 7-minute mark for NZ in this opening term.
Hayes with it. Julian always rock solid down back for the green and gold. So what can they pick out here? Here's Caden Winner. What a year he's had for the Hoppers. Come very wide here to Flynn Gardner. So they're on half-back, wide out, the Hoppers. He goes with a dump kick, Flynn. No, climbs, and now he takes a screamer. Venturoni got it to Gill. Andrews, nice, back to Venturoni. Going for the Doggies, Wielding. Good ball movement. Now what have they got inside 50? He's got to try and pick out a target. He's going for Jet Cassidy. Cassidy, oh, well done. Reynolds got a fist to it. Cassidy goes again, picks it up. Under high pressure, Jet. Swings around, right foot snap along the ground. Hoppers back there. Hayes gets it out the back. And the Hoppers stand up again.
They do. Under a lot of pressure, though, Bobby Jackson. The Dogs' tails up and about here in this opening term.
The massive positive for Wodonga is attack on the footy by Oscar Wielding. He's 3 or 4 efforts at the moment. He's really providing a strong target, and that last one where he actually clunked it will be some real positives for the Bulldogs going forward. Smith
with a good tackle there on Jorgensen. And a ball up just outside attacking 50. Broadcast side for the Dogs. 2 early goals here for North Albury on Father's Day through Minogue, the Doug Strang medalist, and Foster Gardner. And we're going to have another stoppage, are we? Polkinghorn was brought down. Didn't really dispose of that one. Spills out to Goody. They flick it back to Hayes. His hand pass missed his intended target. It allowed the Dogs to be in here. Bradshaw can set sail and go bang. Hard work pays off for the Dogs and Noah Bradshaw. So many repeat entries. It was an errant hand pass from the Hoppers. Bradshaw was there and he banged through a Sunjan goal today.
Just constant pressure by the Wodonga forwards that forced a turnover from North Albury, and Johnny on the spot. Classy finish across his body from 30 metres out.
Yeah, they were doing a really good job absorbing that sort of pressure for about 5 minutes or so, North Albury, but Wodonga, that was a really good effort. Having a good little period, and Noah Bradshaw, 4 disposals and a goal for him early on the 40-wing stat sheet.
First turn brought to you by A-grade oils and batteries at the sports ground. Here we go, back in the middle again. Johnson's gone into the ruck now for the Doggies. It comes off. McIntosh has taken the mark. Left foot, goes to the half-forward flank. Winner got out. Here goes Caden. Short ball going in. Dennis. Great delivery, Bobby. That was great to watch.
Yeah, as we said, clean forward 50 entries. a gold for forwards today. And we spoke about it in the pre-match where where North Albury fell down last week was the quality entries, and that was silver service there. And the North Albury forwards will be lining up if they're going to get that all day.
What a pick-up and recruit this man has been from the North Wodonga Saints. Nathan Dennis. He'll have a shot from 40 out to the Hume Street end. It's a tight angle. He's on the clubroom side. He lays back on it, and he likes it, Nathan. He's got it. That's the Hoppers' third. 19 plays 7 on the A grade, on the steel line scoreboard, I should say. And Dan, we'll go to you.
What a classy finish, and what good kicking, which has been a big difference for North Albury this week. 6 for them. Caden Winter's been really good, lighting up the 40-wing stat sheet early. 5 disposals. George Goody's had the 5, as well as Julian Hayes. So all their main prime movers and ball winners all getting amongst it early on the 40-wing stat sheet.
I feel like that important clearance from Tim Broomhead just got North Albury going there. And there he is again on cue. Hand passes to Goody. I reckon his kick's gone backwards. Hung a long time in the air. Was no winners there between Reynolds and Gill, and we're going to have a ball up. Just edge of the square broadcast side. Beautiful sunny Father's Day here across the border. 19 degrees, blustery conditions, but we can put up with that with beautiful sunshine. Minogue punches it forward 20 metres for the Hoppers. Ball in the middle of the ground. You heard the commentary there from down below as North Albury go inside 50. Wiedemann resting forward. Foster Gardner and Penny working hard at ground level. Dennis just slipped over inside attack. Wilson grabbing it out of defence for the Dogs. Greenhill has to be clean. Gardner, his pressure has been elite all year. He's the #1 pressure player, Dan Ficara, for a reason, and he's got a stoppage at half forward for North Albury.
Yeah, the Archer clang, as Bobby Jackson says, they are fantastic.
Elimination final, Hoppers and Doggies. Here's Foster Gardner wrapped up by O'Neill. And the umpire again to take control. So the ball's on the flank here, favouring the Hume Street end. Let's see who can clear the footy. Win the Sharon. At the coalface, sweeping one out of the ruck from Minogue. Andrews. Nice work, gets onto that left boot, sends it down to centre wing. Now Hayes has got to go back, or nearly marked it. Mimo, Miss Cassidy with the hand pass. Hayes will get the chalk here, left of centre wing on the broadcast side. Bobby?
Just a little matchup that I'm watching is Will Bradshaw and Archer Gardner on a wing. Talk about some young bucks. Oh my Lord, what a matchup that is.
Absolutely. Gardner getting a little bit of treatment as well from both the Bradshaw boys, so they've identified that for sure today as Campbell off the stoppage sends North Albury into attack again. Wiedemann, outstretched arms, takes an elite body and paint mark of the day. I don't mind him resting forward, Bobby Jackson.
Yeah, I reckon the wind's helped him there. That wind sort of floated the ball back into his path, and he's taken a nice mark. So the wind, I believe, is right behind him here, so he needs to just probably just to the right of the right-hand goalpost. Should just drift it through nicely. Lukey, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon you're right, Bobby. I reckon you're spot on.
He's got a lovely left leg, does Jackson Wiedemann. Distance won't be an issue here. He's pretty tight up against the boundary in front of the old scoreboard here at the Albury Sports Ground. Kicking to the Noriel end. He arcs around on the left foot. Hangs it out to the right. Coming over the top and almost marking, I think, was McIntosh for North Albury. In the end, the distance was the issue. We're going to have a boundary throw in 10 metres around from North Albury's goal. They lead 3-1-19 to the Bulldogs 1-1-7. The 13th minute mark for NZ. That's on the Steel Line scoreboard. First term for A-grade oars and batteries.
We identified it early in the game. Archer Gardner, are they going to put work into him? They're putting work into him around the contest. He's only had the 1 disposal. They're just trying to stop him, and they're trying to make him a little bit more flat-footed. So that's the attention the Bradshaws are putting into him early.
Ball back into play in the pocket. Oh, gee, high one. Yep. Noah Bradshaw to get the kick. Got taken around the chops. It's very short to Charlie Morrison. Just inside D50 here. On the clubroom side is Charlie. What a player that man is. And he goes long down the wing. Pack of players. And the ball.
Winter Irving's marked it, I think, Lukey.
He's claimed
and
it.
He gets it down the line. Good mark by Miller in front of Ramage. Miller plays on. He's got a free man in Wilson. Takes it. Gee, they work this nicely right down the clubroom side. Matt, he's had a great year also for the Doggies. Looks like he's going to back himself here, Bobby.
Yeah, that was a hard gut running from half-back Matt Wilson. I was watching him there, and he was flashing through there, and North Albury just didn't give him enough attention.
Matt Wilson lines up, goes for home. That one's wide. And it's no score. It's out of bounds on the full. Hoppers to get it.
Blake Penderes got with you, and Lukey Francis here on Elimination Final Day, 1st of September for McRae Motors. We'll get a Ray White Rural netball update for you very, very soon. Things were getting tight between North Albury and Cora Rutherglen. We'll also go around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Pool World soon. As the ball goes out of bounds, we might go now to a Ray White Rural netball update for you. And Cora Rutherglen have beaten North Albury by 1 goal in a thriller, 34-33 in the A-grade netball. So well done to Cora Rutherglen. They will advance to take on the Wang Magpies next Sunday, and that one will be at the WJ Finlay Oval. So that's a great story for the whole Cora Rutherglen community, I think, Dan Vaccaro, after what they've been through in the last 12-18 months.
Oh, absolutely. They've been through a fair bit, and this game here is just getting more mouth-watering as the minutes go on. So 7 inside 50s for North Albury and 7 for Wodonga on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Boundary throw-in. Julian Hayes with pace breaks away from the stoppage and kicks up towards half-forward. A one-on-one between Leighton Taylor and Liam Andrews beats everyone, and we have a boundary throw-in. But as you predicted, Bobby Jackson, boundary side for the Newmarket. A lot of play being played on that club room side of the Albury Sports Ground.
Yeah, as you mentioned, I just had a look at the windsock that we've got over here in the forward pocket behind the old scoreboard, and it's picked up a little bit more. So the breeze is a hell of a lot stiffer now than what it was when we started.
Caden Winter breaks away for the Hoppers. Oh, he just misses for one behind. So 20 plays 7 now on the Steel Line scoreboard. We've gone 16 thanks to Wenzet. Opening term here as the Bulldogs bring it back into play. Well, Miss Brody. Foster Gardner got out of the tackle. Campbell tried to get a quick one to Polkinghorn. Dogs had him. Play goes on. Here come the Doggies out of defence. Josh Mathy is going to mark this ball. True back flank. On the broadcast side, like a bulldog himself, this guy. So tenacious to Wortman. He's had a few touches in the opening term. Here's Dan. And what can he pick out? Needs someone in a maroon and white Guernsey. Good fist away from Cullen. Well, Goody went in. Ends up now with McIntosh. Arch Gardner on the boot. Right foot kick going to the half-forward flank. Andrews, good mark. Looking directly into the sun. And the Doggies are going to switch it.
They are. They got Connor Brody inside his own D50. Good spread here. Finds Greenhill on the far side. Hoppers by 13. 20 plays 7 for Steel Line in the opening term. Kick wasn't all that great for Oscar Wilding. And in the end, the boundary line is the recipient. Good match-up, that one, Bobby. Wilding up against Harry Weaven.
Yeah, well, we sort of got them mixed up, didn't we, a little bit, because we thought that Oscar might have been out half-forward doing a lot of running up and down the ground, but he's playing a lot deeper and he's heading straight to the goal square now. So that sort of suits Harry's style of defensive work, doesn't it?
Caden Winter been prominent early. Hand pass missed Goody, though. Bradshaw, his hand pass missed his teammate as well. Wiedemann shovels it back to his captain in Goody. He retreats even further to Gardner, and he just jams it on the boot down centre wing. Oh, big crunching hit there from Taylor. I think it was, I'm not sure who is laying down on the ground there. We'll spot that one up later as Foster Gardner lowers the eyes, looking for McIntosh inside 50, who marks for the Hoppers. And he will line up from 30 metres out directly in front. But Bobby J, we've got a player down on the far side of the ground here. It was courage personified for the Dogs.
Yeah, it was. I'm just trying to get a look on him at the moment.
I reckon it might...
O'Neill. It's Isaac O'Neill. I've just been told. Yeah, he's a courageous young 17, 18-year-old player that's just put himself on the firing line, and he's just in the hands of the trainers as we speak. While have they stopped play? Have they, boys? I can't work out what's going on here.
I think they have.
Yeah, they have. The umpire's got the ball in hand as well.
So the umpires have stopped play here. He back with real courage.
Yes. There
was a fair bit coming the other way, and I reckon maybe Leighton Taylor and Liam Andrews sort of collided, and he was cleaned up. Was young Isaac O'Neill, but some serious courage being showed out there on the far side. He's pretty slow to his feet. He's standing, which is good to see.
He's a hard nut, young Isaac. And
he's being carried by 2 Wodonga trainers, but at least he's walking off. So he's starting to jog now, which is great news. So
yeah.
Fantastic stuff.
Hopefully just a big stinger.
Reece Venturoni coming on for the Doggies.
Yep.
Just, Dave, is it just me, or is North Albury a lot cleaner around the stoppages and around the contested footy at the moment and getting the ball back, as we saw out the far side? George handballed the further back out of the clearance and gave out the North Albury players behind the contest a lot more cleaner ball.
Agreed. Yeah, they're a lot cleaner and their spread's a lot better too, Bob.
So Cooper McIntosh, once again, quick ball movement from North Albury. He will have a shot here from 30 metres out directly in front. He's had a long time to think about this, Cooper, as Isaac O'Neill takes a well-deserved seat on the bench. So this for the Hoppers, fourth in the opening term. He's a left footer, comes in, he's pushed it to the far side. Never really looked like going through, and it's a minor score. So the Hoppers 3-2-20, leading the Dogs 1-1-7 at the 18th, 19th, 20th. Take it on the third go, Panda. 20th minute mark for NZ in this opening term for A-grade oils and batteries.
Liam Andrews, long kick out of defence. He's Reynolds lurking at the back. He gets up, whistle. Holding free kick. It's going to the Hoppers and Fletcher Ramage.
Had a good year, Lukey.
He has his 80 out. Fletcher. Nice. No, play on. Couldn't get Keith Talent. Noah Bradshaw torn around. Wins a free kick for his doggies on half back.
Been good, Noah Bradshaw. 7 disposals and a goal for him on the 40-wing stat sheet.
That's the voice of Dan Vaccaro. Got Bobby Jackson, boundary side for the Newmarket. Johnson, good hands.
Clamps.
True centre wing, broadcast side. Here he goes, Tommy, in his 100th game for the Maroon and White. Just bombs it up towards the arc of the 50. Hands go up. Miller was at the front. Wiedemann out the back, got it to King, to Campbell, and on to Smith. Oh, this is nice. They link up beautifully now. Archie Gardner's out. Can he find a target inside 50? Brodie at the front. Nice. Just to get a fist to it. Minogue, front spot now. Goes to ground. And Andrews over him. And the umpire to call it. So we've got 21-7 here. The Hoppers up in the opening term, which is brought to you by A-grade oils and batteries. NZ Albury time clock has gone over 21.
3-1 here in the opening term. As Wilson's relieving kick out of defence was smothered by Archer Gardner. Well done by Soroczynski to spin out of traffic at half-back for the Dogs. Good aggressive hand pass inside, finds Wortman. He gets a 1-2, Soroczynski. Provides some real run for the Dogs. Jorgensen, beautiful kick towards Jet Cassidy. Ball holds up in the wind, but he marks it half forward. 2 kicks from home. Broadcast side. Goes short. Sits for Jorgensen, who started all this at half-back only a few moments ago. He's got a congested 50 to kick to. He's going to kick to the top of the goal square. Down there is Winter Irving, not able to mark in a one-on-one against Cullen. Jack King just handballs that one over the boundary line. Yep. Silly, and that is well played. That is deliberate. And that is a free kick to the Dogs. And Josh Mathy will have a banana from the pocket.
Yeah, that was as deliberate as you see. We've been pushing for this rule change, haven't we, Panda? And finally, it's come.
He's played on, he's bananaed, and he's kicked it. Nope, out in the full. Got a little bit excited there. He did kick it, he just kicked it out in the full.
These things happen, Panda.
No score. 3-1, 3-3-21 the Hoppers, leading the Dogs 1-1-7 as that wind really starts to pick up on the steel line scoreboard. Lukey Francis for McRae Motors.
That's it, Panda. So Bob Jackson, Dan Vaccaro, Blake Scott and Luke Francis with you for O&M Live. 1494 2AY, 1566 3&E.
A big shout out to Repeat Quinny, who's watching from Redland Bay, Queensland, on the O&M Snap Print Solutions TV. Lukey Francis.
Nice, in the Sunshine State.
Far and wide, O&M Live.
Oh, yeah. Now Andrews is going to win the kick here for the Bulldogs. Let's see what they can work forward from here. He's about to wind up. Oh, it's a wobbly ball, a floater inside 50. Knocked out of the hands of Caden Winner. Umpires made the mark. So here's Caden. And he's going to come out towards the broadcast side. Now this is dangerous. King picks it up. Has enough time and then thumps it out. Jack Reynolds is going to have to go here. He's at the back of the pack. Gill thought he got taken without the ball. Umpire said play on. Now looks like it's going to be tied up. It is. Yeah. 21 still plays 7 here on the scoreboard. We've got North Albury up thanks to Steel Line.
And that was fantastic work there by Jet Cassidy. It was a 3-on-1 and Jet Cassidy was able to get the stoppage, which was fantastic for Wodonga.
Wiedemann's just gotten rid of Tommy Johnson illegally in the ruck, and it's going to be a free kick here, the Dogs. At the 26-minute mark for NZ in this opening term. They'd love a late one here in the elimination final. Goes short into the pocket. Caught behind was Wilding. Remich had the front posse. We're going to have a stoppage. 5 blokes around this footy. 30 metres out from the Dogs' goal.
Scoreboard's out. 2 boys. Our scoreboard's blinking on and off at the Albury Sports Ground, which isn't great.
Just quickly, that wind has really picked up right now, boys. It's really stiff blowing towards the Noriel Park end.
So the Dogs, they've already got 1 against the wind here, and they're going to have it in the second term. Would love a late one here just to bring the margin back under a couple of kicks. Great ruck work there by Tommy Johnson. Down to Miller. He was beset upon straight away. And another stoppage late in the opening term. Hoppers by 14. Luke Francis for A-grade oils and batteries.
Yeah, so many players around the pure here. Oh, Wiedemann got taken down without it. Good decision. So here's Jackson. Deep in defence for the Hoppers. Let's see what he can do with the pill. Hoppers have had a great quarter. This is the way you want to start a final. Long ball out. Many hands up. Morrison, Yellen comes at it. Arch Gardner tries to wrap him up with Smith. Brings him to ground. Now Yellen all over Smith. And the umpire happy to take this. So we can have a ball up on the flank. Let's have a look. Such a cracking day here. Driscoll. Arch Gardner thumps it around his body, and there is quarter time at the Albury Sports Ground in the elimination final in the Ovens and Murray for 2024. And at quarter time, it is the Hoppers 3-3-21 over the Wodonga Bulldogs 1-1-7. This is O&M Live.
There's a little bit happening at quarter time here, Lukey.
Here we go.
It started between Yelland and Archie Gardner and also Goody, and then Greenhill and Broomheads got involved. So
tracksuit umpires out too, which always means there's trouble.
Good bit of heat here in the opening term. As Lukey was saying, Hoppers by 14 points, and an O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community. .0%
alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
The rumours are true, we're heading to the Riverina. That's right, fifth quarter camps is heading to Albury and Wagga Wagga this October. We'll be in Albury on Tuesday the 8th and Wednesday the 9th of October. We'll then be in Wagga Wagga on the 10th. Isaac and I will be bringing plenty of our teammates along for the journey. We can't wait to see you all there. Head to Fifth Quarter Camp's website for more details. See you soon.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half-price selected beers until half-time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Quarter time here at the Albury Sports Ground sees the North Albury Hoppers take a 14-point lead into the second term, which we brought to you by Jayco Wodonga. Dan Vaccaro, who were some of the 40-wing stat leaders in that opening term, and our McRae Motors quarters best.
Yeah, so the stat leaders will go through the team stat of the inside 50 count, because I felt like the scoreboard doesn't reflect it. It was an even quarter. I think North Albury had the advantage of the win, but the inside 50 count was 10-11 in favour of Wodonga, and some of the players for the quarters best for North Albury. Julian Hayes was fantastic that quarter. He had 7 disposals, and I thought George Goody as well. He had the 8. And then over for Wodonga Bulldogs, we had Noah Bradshaw. He had 7 disposals and a goal for him.
I'm going to cross down to Bob Jackson, who's catching up with a couple of the North Albury coaching staff.
Yeah, I've got Oscar down here, mate. What was the message Timmy had at quarter time there, mate?
Keep doing the basics, pressure, North Albury footy.
Thanks, mate.
More of the same.
That was very short from our man O-Dog Ramsden.
I gave him plenty of preparation.
I don't think he was too happy.
pressure as well.
I liked it. He was just straight to the point.
Serious operator.
Is he?
when he hones in.
Not the Oscar I know.
Oh, yeah.
So who needs to get moving in that second term, Dan Vaccaro?
Well, I mentioned to you off air, Archie Gardner, he got better as the quarter went on, but what Wodonga have done is they've actually stopped his run. We noticed last week he hit the contest really, really hard, and Wodonga have actually nullified that. So he only probably had one moment in that quarter where he injected some run. So he's probably got to get moving. Tim Broomhead's been really well held. He's only had 2 disposals. So Ollie Greenhill's doing a fantastic job for him. And Charlie Morrison, he's doing his job down back, but he's not getting a lot of the footy. Only 2 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet for him, but we know he'll grow into the game, Panda.
So I'm guessing you're at the North Albury huddle then, Bobby Jackson, at quarter time. If you were, what did Tim Broomhead have to say?
I floated between the two. Tim was very happy with the way they spread and cleared the footy from stoppages, but he just needed a little bit more polish moving forward, as we've sort of mentioned in the call, whereas Wodonga, I just got a gut feeling they might play, North Albury, I think will play a man behind the footy, and Wodonga will be all out attack here. I wouldn't be surprised if they swing someone else taller down. Oh, as we can see, Matty Wilson's moved forward by the looks of it. Is that him move forward? They'll play a stronger forward 50, I think.
What crowd estimate do you have, Bobby J? Because there was a lot of people on that ground at quarter time.
And they're still filing off now. I'm thinking anywhere up of 3 maybe.
Yep, I think it's a bigger one than yesterday, it's fair to say. They're right around the Albury Sports Ground here. And the scoreboard sort of flickering in and out at the moment. The Hoppers lead by 14 points. Here's Luke Francis for Jayco Albury Wodonga.
Second chapter. Let's have a look. Driscoll knocked it straight down to Wiedemann, and he breaks out of the middle. Does Jackson going forward? Good fist from Connor Brodie. Wortman in front of Smith, gets it out. Greenhill, he's got to pick it up at ground level. Gets around Ollie onto that right, not the best. It kicks Matey. Got it down low, back to Wortman. Good footy. Here comes Dan, right down the club room side. Fist to it from Ramage. Soroczynski got it to Miller. They get it out the side now. Mimo just thumps it forward, and that one has gone out of bounds on the full, and the Hoppers to win it in the back pocket at the Hume Street end.
Of course, Wodonga kicking with that strong breeze in this second term. Bobby Jackson still going to the Norrill end.
Yeah, that's picked up even more. That floated an extra 10 to 15 metres and floated out of bounds on the full there.
A couple of ordinary kicks in defence there from North Albury. One there from their best ball user in Julian Hayes. Asked a lot of Flynn Gardner. Well done there from Jet Cassidy to put a lot of pressure on this North Albury defence. Jorgensen comes and helps out. He's dangerous in these positions as Jorgensen gets a 1-2. Tries to banana it from about 30. Top of the goal square, 1-on-1 between Wilding and Weavin. Well done there by the North Albury defence to get back in numbers through Campbell, King, onto Weavin. And he goes really short. Leading up to try and mark that footy was Leighton Taylor. Andrews just overran the footy, and now Leighton Taylor's streaming down the wing.
He certainly is. Here he goes, Leighton. Tries to get it to Foster. Gardner, he beautifully hooked back. Foster, 65 out, firing off the corridor now, so you want to centre it up. Penny fires it in, it's a floater. Well over the back. Oh, Minogue. Didn't he read that perfectly, Bobby?
Because the ball, it was a floater, Luke, and you caught it beautifully. It was a floater that just sort of didn't spin properly, and it travelled an extra 2 or 3 metres, and that's what caught Connor Brodie out, and Josh Josh read it beautifully, and he's got a 50-metre penalty.
Yeah, Charlie Morrison just dumped Tim Broomhead behind the ball as well, so it's getting a little bit tense there, and Charlie Morrison just tried to drag Tim Broomhead out of the pack and brought him to ground. Josh
Minogue, so he took an elite body and paint, mark of the day, and puts it home. He puts it home, does Josh. So the Hoppers are off to a super start in the Elim final, and that's his second, Dan.
Yeah, it is, and really uncharacteristic by Charlie Morrison there just to give away the 50-metre penalty, but I think Tim Broomhead and Ollie Greenhill were going head-to-head, so that one there is a goal, and that really hurts Wodonga because they're playing against that breeze. Wodonga, you saw them bring the ball forward of centre so easily, and then North Albury able to rebound. So early doors of this quarter, inside 50s for the game. North Albury 12 to Wodonga's 12 as well, so it's still super even, but Hoppers have scoreboard pressure.
So a 20-point margin to the way of the North Albury Hoppers. Early stages, second term. Goody has to get rid of that footy. Gardner's there as well. Bradshaw, ball up right next to the centre circle. So we'll go again here in the second term for Jayco Albury Wodonga. Wiedemann and Driscoll, an intriguing little ruck battle happening right in front of us. Penny, not sure he got rid of that football. Campbell got a dog high, and it's a free kick. Just trying to see who that player is at ground level. It's Mathy. Always at the bottom of the pack is Josh Mathy. Dishes a hand pass out here to Andrews. Now he's got a lovely left leg. He lets go of that one. Wilding. Weaven flew high. Roving beautifully was Jorgensen with a left foot snap goal. That is Adam Jorgensen at his best. Crumbing beautifully, snapping around the corner, and the Dogs got their second. They moved to 2-1-13. The Hoppers 4-3-27 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Bob Jackson.
That was perfect front and centre by your small forwards, and he's been active every time the ball's gone inside that forward 50 for Wodonga, and they'll be happy with that entry. The nice, deep, penetrating left foot by Liam Andrews, and it was in the corridor, whereas previous entries have been on that far side where the wings actually dragged it out towards the far side of the ground. So that was a better entry with better results.
Yeah, 5 disposals and a goal for Adam Jorgensen. Clinical small forward he is on the 40-wing stat sheet.
A few of these boys are going to be feeling it today, Dan. It's getting warm here at the Albury Sports Ground. Noel Bradshaw, Penny, working hard down low. Wiedemann, geez, had a great start to this game. Gill came through. Jorgensen, ducked out of it beautifully to Mathy, on to Soroczynski, and just thumps it in, Matt, to the Hume Street end. Wilding and Weaven. Ball's gone out of bounds in the pocket. 27 plays 13 here on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. We've got the Hoppers up. We're in the second term, which is brought to you by Jayco Albury Wodonga.
Josh Mathy and Adam Jorgensen, both 3 disposals and a goal for Jorgensen early in this quarter on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Boundary throw in. Winter Irving trying to grab it out of the ruck. Mathy's kick on goal was smothered by Gardner. We're going to have another stoppage. 40 out from the Dogs' goal.
Just a quick injury update. Isaac O'Neill, who came off after that heavy clash over in front of the Albury Sports Club, is I think he may have some sort of a rib injury. He's just struggling to breathe at the moment.
Hayes was met by a big Mathy front on tackle. Wilson trying to fend off. Mimo from the pocket. Kicks to the top of the goal square. Wilding tried to volley it out of mid-air and kicked it through for a minor score. So the Dogs moved to 2-2-14, trailing the Hoppers 4-3-27. 13-point lead. The CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard as we tick up towards the 5th minute for NZ Lukey Francis.
Penny weaving out of trouble to Polkinghorn. Gee, that was good delivery. Deft touch. Ryan tries to get Minogue. All the doggies went up, trying to spoil the mark. Broomhead left foot. Gee, that was smart. Finding Leighton Taylor. Taylor goes back inside, beats a couple. Right foot banana. Gee, that's good. The Hoppers. Nice and neat, Dan. Good footy to watch.
Yeah, it was, and we just saw Tim Broomhead get involved. He's only had the 3 disposals, but if he keeps putting up forward big moments like that, North Albury are going to be in good hands. So a good reply by North Albury, and it's really head-to-head at the moment. But as mentioned, North Albury have that scoreboard pressure flying. So 3 inside 50s for North and 3 for Wodonga to start the quarter on the 40-wing stat sheet.
That was just 360 vision by Tim Broomhead. That was out of this world, that kick. He had no right to get that football there, let alone see him. So that was outstanding performance, outstanding leadership by the North Albury captain, coach. Sorry,
he does some things that not too many people on that football field can. Bobby Jackson, that was a Sunjan goal that AF I've ever seen one from Leighton Taylor as Wilson streams out of the middle, sends a bit of a floater, didn't favour his forward though. Wilding went the other way and Weaven takes an intercept mark. He goes short to Julian Hayes. He's got Penny at half back in a paddock, finds him far side of the ground, takes a bounce. Jack Penny Options present. He goes long, looking for Minogue up against Brodie. Well done, Soroczynski, to punch that one over the boundary line. It'll be thrown back in, 70 around from the Hoppers goal, who against the wind have kicked 2 goals to 1 in this second term for Jaco Wodonga and lead the elimination final 33-14 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Luke Francis, McRae Motors.
Yeah, and yesterday, Panda, of course, the Rovers far too good for the Wang Magpies at John Ford Oval in Corowa. There's Wilson. Right foot right down the line. Is that one going to stay in play and meet it over there? Here's Hayes. Julian gets back onto that right foot. Good delivery to Jack Penny, calling for a 50 down on the bench. They won't get it. Here's Jack, true centre wing. Let's see what he can pick out here. Doggies have stacked it up in defence. He goes with the high one, going for Minogue again. Driscoll came over the top. Winter to Broomhead. This guy's footy IQ is just so high, it's off the charts. Wiedemann. And goes short back to Hayes. So they hold possession here, the green and gold. The Hoppers, they're trying to find a target inside 50 to the Botanic Gardens end. Let's have a look. Oh, nearly got Minogue again. Chopping. And he'll win the free kick, Bobby.
Chopping a little bit one behind the ear as well. That was perfect. That's the difference between the two sides at the moment. Wodonga are just a little bit messy going forward, whereas North Albury real methodical and got the ball in the right hands at the right time. Broomhead, Hayes, the smart operator, smart ball users, and there's a perfect example. He just waited, and then Minogue had some space to lead into, and perfect forward lead, perfect delivery from Hayes. It was absolutely perfect football.
They lead by 19 points. This will get the break out to 25. Josh Minogue, 40 out by the time he strikes his footy, or 45. In he comes, and he lets loose on it. How's it going? Oh, that is a ripper. And he's got 3, and he lets them know about it on the hill, Dan.
Yeah, he's starting to have a big say on this game, Josh Minogue. That was a fantastic kick, and he's really putting Wodonga to the sword at the moment. He's kicked 3 goals. Well held last game against these two teams, but he's really coming to the forefront at the moment, Minogue. So a fantastic start to this game for him. And Julian Hayes, we mentioned him in the opening 8.5 minutes this quarter's gone. He's had 6 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet, 13 for the game. So he's starting to have a big say on this game.
So Josh Minogue with his 3rd goal. That takes his total to 64 for the year. Of course, he is the Doug Strang medalist. Having a big say at the moment. Asking some questions of the Wodonga coaching staff as Wilson tries to bite off more than he can chew. And Goody wraps him up holding the ball. The Hoppers with their tails up here. Hand passes to Winter, who runs into a bit of trouble. Penny assists him. Fires it off to Wiedemann, who's going to set sail from 60. Checks his kick at the last minute. Broomhead leads to the pocket. Wasn't the greatest of kicks, and a boundary throw-in will occur 30 metres out from the Hoppers goal. And Bobby Jackson, it's fair to say they have all the ascendancy in this second term for Jaco Wodonga.
They certainly do, and it seems like Wodonga's a little bit rattled by the pressure that North Albury's putting on them, which is usually the other way around, really, isn't it, boys, with the way Wodonga play their footy?
Dennis down low. Brodie tried to get it out. Snaffled by Polkinghorn. And then Dennis goes again. Wrapped up. What do you got for us down on that 40-wing stat sheet?
Yeah, well, it's a really even start. North Albury have probably got the better of it. 5 inside 50s for them, and Julian Hayes 6 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet to start this quarter, which brings his total to 13, Lukey, for the game.
Who can win it at the coalface here? Minogue, he's got a leap on him. Morrison got a handball out. Winter working so hard. Soroczynski, look at that. He just goes with a torpy to the outer side. Wiedemann leads the race here. Jackson front spot. He takes it now, gets it out the back to Cullen. Looping hand pass over the top to Wiedemann again. Back to Hayes. And what's happened here over the shoulder?
Free kick on Jackson Wiedemann, and then yeah.
Yep, so it's coming back to Jackson, and they'll get the ball on the club room side here, right of centre wing. In fact, it's going to Hayes.
Wodonga just need to settle down and get a bit of possession football here. They just seemed a little bit rattled for mine, and they just need to take the little bit of a sting out of the game and control the football a little bit for a short period of time here.
Jack King snuck off the bench, receives that footy from Archer Gardner. King goes short to Reynolds. Probably 60 from home. Lead comes from Talent, finds him. So just hung a long time up in the air then, that footy, but Talent had 5 metres on his opponent. And now Keith will line up here from, I would say, 50, 51 metres by the time he kicks this share in, Bobby Jackson.
Yeah, this win may help him a little bit. If he can just hang it out to the left a little bit, it might get the journey. I think Yeah, he's a prodigious striker of the football, so I'll back him in for distance-wise here.
So Keith Talent will kick from right on 50. Hangs it out to the left, swings back beautifully for a Sunjan goal of the day. Bobby Jackson, he did exactly what you said. You may have been listening. And now the Hoppers lead by 31 points. 45 plays 14 in the elimination final. What a finish from Keith Talent.
Yeah, great finish by Keithy Callan, and just went the double Cobra celebration too, which I love. But North Albury are really sizzling at the moment, so they are putting some real serious scoreboard pressure on Wodonga, and quickly around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Poolwood out in the Hume League. It's Lockhart Seniors 0 goals 2-2. Jindera plays 3-20.
And the Hoppers with 4 of the 5 goals in this second term so far.
We've got a green scoreboard here at the sports ground.
Yes,
all sorts.
Out of action. Driscoll, Miller, Noel Bradshaw on his left foot, trying to get the ball to the half-forward flank. Here's Hayes. She's a good player. Takes it on the second attempt. Now he's under pressure. Just gets his kick away. Jorgensen goes down low, scoops it up to Wilson. Over his head. Gee, that was good vision. To Jack Yellen. Left foot, swings it around. Top of the goal square. Cullen over the top. Ramage fighting away for it. Cassidy out the back. And winner Irving, no. Hits the post. And they score one behind. So 45 plays 15 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Hoppers up at the Albury Sports Ground. We're going 14 or close to it, thanks to Wenshead, second term.
The Wodonga midfield just got to get to work, boys. They're getting outworked by North Albury midfield 3-1 here. They're just reactive instead of proactive. Matt Wilson needs to get busy. He's a big influence in that midfield, so I feel as though if he can get to work and he can drag a few of his teammates along, then Wodonga will work their way back into this game.
So North Albury only kicked the 8 goals last week against the Dogs. They've already got 7 in the first half here at the Albury Sports Ground elimination final. Jorgensen now for the Dogs. Goes back inside. Not a great kick though. Working hard there is Weaven, who just rushes it through nice and safely for the North Albury Hoppers, and the Dogs with a minor score. They move to 2 goals 4, 16. Training the Hoppers 7-3-45 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Second term here on OMFNL Live 2AY3NE, brought to you by Jayco Albury Wodonga.
Dan, thanks to 40 Winks, how are we going with our inside 50s?
Yeah, well, it's reasonably even, but Wodonga's entry's just been poor. So North Albury 6 to Wodonga's 5.
And Mark's inside 50?
Mark's inside 50, Wodonga 3, North Albury 5.
Great work.
That for me there, you've nailed it, Dave. The quality of entries from both sides is so far apart, it's not funny. Wodonga's just poor, and North Albury are real classy and hitting targets inside 50. Driscoll,
Thumping one. Out of the ruck, King. Along the ground, Wilson is there, so too good. He sees him across the chalk. And again, we're going to have another boundary throw in here. So right where the paint of the 50 meets the boundary line. Boundary umpire back to hurl it back into play. Let's have a look. Who can win? The Sharon in the elimination final on a Sunday afternoon at the Albury Sports Ground. Ball wrapped up again. Sharon not coming out of there. Umpire to take control. Panda.
For McRae Motors, the winner to play the Wang Magpies and move through to the first semi-final next Sunday is Yellen from the stoppage. Sends a high one to the top of the goal square. Did it go 15? Jack King sits under that footy and takes a nice defensive mark for the Hoppers. Winning all the little battles here at the moment are the Hoppers as King come off the side of the boot over the head of Minogue, and Venturoni takes a nice mark here for the Dogs, who are getting a few repeat entries here. Off a step. Weaven flew really high. Winter Irving doing the crumbing. Wilson's down there. Tries to bite off a bit more. He can chew again, and Ramage nails him. So they're going after Matty Wilson here. And a free kick to the Hoppers on the last line of the fence for Fletcher Ramage, who, Lukey, has had a very good year doing the basics well in defence.
Yeah, he has, Panda. He's been prominent. And Fletcher goes with a high one. Heading up towards a true centre-half back position. Brody got a fist over the top. Bouncing ball inside 50 of the Hume Street end. Comes out, went by Dennis with Miller and just lobs it up. Looking for a maroon and white Guernsey. Well done. Caden Winner just sitting back in the hole. He had to wait, Dan, and he took it.
Yeah, he did, and this is really poor by Wodonga. They've had 8 inside 50s and they just can't get any sort of targets hit going forward.
Flynn Gardner out of the D50. McIntosh couldn't get up high enough. Talent, long way from home here. Up on centre wing. Gets it out the back to Flynn Gardner again. North Albury with possession. That was beautifully worked. Flynn's got it. Now he's in trouble. Spits it back out to Talent. They need more help over there. Here's Penny coming in. Wartman just missed him. Jack goes right down the line here to the arc of the 50. Soroczynski got a fierce to it. Taylor spits it out the back to Wiedemann. And they work it. Foster Gardner comes in. It's turned over now. And Matt Wilson is taking it away for the Doggies, and they have possession.
Mimo off a step, has a player at half forward. It's Tommy Johnson. He's got an open 50. Goes into the pocket. The lead from Cassidy wasn't great. Weaven playing a very, very good game in defence. Takes a nice intercept mark for the Hoppers. He goes short to Broomhead. Gets a little bit of extra attention from Ollie Greenhill in defence. So the Hoppers 45, leading the Bulldogs 16 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. 17 minutes gone for NZ in this second term as Broomhead, look at that for a kick, finds Penny at half back. Hoppers just taking a little bit of sting out of this footy. We'll get a TDFL around the ground score for Mr. Stowe's Pool World soon. Elimination semi-final out there between Beechworth and Chiltern. Having this footy now as Winter pops it over the top to Ramage on the far clubroom side of the ground. The Hoppers 4-1 in this second term with a 31-point lead, Lukey Francis.
Yeah, they give up some territory here, Panda. But again, they still have possession. Flynn Gardner, beautifully worked. Up the corridor to Wiedemann. Jackson, hasn't he been prolific in this elimination final? To Isaac Campbell on our broadcast side, left foot, beautiful. To Hayes, has he got enough time to get to it? Driscoll comes in, went the man rather than the ball. King ships it inside 50. Comes down to the front of the contest. Campbell appealing for a free kick. Now the ball is wrapped up and the umpire's going to take it on the arc of the 50, favouring the Botanic Gardens end.
Yeah, well, wasteful at the moment for Wodonga. 9 inside 50s to 7 in favour of Wodonga, and they just can't get any scoreboard pressure on.
Jackson Wiedemann having some game in the ruck as Driscoll sends a torpedo punt to the broadcast wing. Mathy does well. It's a good shepherd from Kyle Winter-Irving. He has to do the KB and try and hand pass it to himself, does Mathy, but the Hoppers arrive in numbers. Wilding almost cleaned up his own teammate there, pushing the back against Gardner. And it's a free kick to Cade Mimo and the Dogs.
Yeah, Flynn Gardner
he's played that well.
Down to you, Bobby.
He's played that beautifully, young Gardner. That was absolutely perfectly played. He just held that up beautifully so his teammates can get back behind the ball.
Mimo's
unbelievable.
inboard kick wasn't all that great and allowed a little bit of pressure to come from North Albury. In the end, it's sent forward by Wodonga, and Jack Penny sitting in the hole takes another intercept mark. I reckon Wodonga have caught North Albury's bug, Dan, because they're going inside forward 50 pretty poorly, just like North Albury did last week. Yeah, they are. They've had 10 inside 50s this quarter and unable to get any scoreboard pressure on Wodonga, so they've got to figure out a way to be cleaner going forward.
Centre wing far side. Leighton Taylor had to go back with the flight, took the mark. He goes to Foster Gardner. Him and Ollie Greenhill competing for the ball. McIntosh provided a great shepherd. Comes out the back. Arch Gardner loops one over the top. Taylor, Soroczynski after him. Got out of it. And they swing it out the back. They thump it in here. Let's have a look. Minogue nearly got to it. Campbell. Brody. Connor just came in at the right time. Nice work. Gets it to Mathy. So D50 here, the Dogs. They're under the pump in this Elim final. They need to hit the scoreboard. Short to Will Bradshaw, true half-back flank. Back to Josh. Just got his kick away to the half-forward flank. Look at that. Weaven got up high. Free kick. So Wilding will take it, and he's on the half-forward flank. He's got options inboard. One of those is Wilson. Goes to a one-on-one. Tommy Johnson's down there. McIntosh floated in. Gill's not there. Bradshaw snaps his second. Hard work pays off for Noah Bradshaw. Right place, right time. It wasn't the right entry for the Dogs, but they won't matter. They get their third goal. They move to 3 goals, 4-22. Train the Hoppers 7-3-45 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Bob Jackson for the Newmarket Hotel.
Boy, oh boy, they had to work hard for that goal, didn't they? They really had to grind their way through a patch of football where it was, to be honest, it was a bit ugly from both sides. But to come out with a goal in their favour, Wodonga will take that every day of the week to get themselves moving forward, at least on the scoreboard.
Yeah, you nailed it, Bobby. They had to work really hard for that, Wodonga. But Josh Mathy, that was fantastic play by him. 7 disposals this quarter, 13 for the game. And Matt Wilson's had the 8 disposals this quarter too. So if they can get their hands in the ball in their hands more often, they'll be in good hands, Wodonga.
So it's a 4-goal lead now to the Hoppers. We're in the second term of the Albury Sports Ground. Wiedemann been fantastic. In he goes inside 50 again. Over the back it goes. Whistle. Now it's on in the middle. And it's going to be downfield here to the Hoppers. So Tom Johnson's appealing. Now Foster Gardner and Ollie Greenhill are having words. There might be someone sent here. What's happening?
They've given it an additional 50 because I think Ollie might have given him a little bit of a love tap in the guts, so they've paid the extra 50 as well.
I think the initial indiscretion was Tom Johnson and
it was. Yep.
Was it Foster or Archer Gardner? One of the Gardner boys, and the free kick was paid down the ground. And
in the meantime, Josh Minogue gets a soda, and that makes it 4 for him. He's got a quartet, Dan.
Yeah, he has. He's played brilliant. He's got 4, so he's really got a hold of Wodonga at the moment. And every time Wodonga have a goal, North Albury have an answer. So at 9 inside 50s for North Albury, Wodonga have all to play 11 inside 50s for them. And Josh Mayfield and Matt Wilson, and all their main ball winners are doing everything right, except that final kick inside 50 is really costing Wodonga this quarter.
So a 29-point margin reinstated here in favour of North Albury. 51 plays 22. Scoreboard broken here at the Albury Sports Ground. Hopefully we can get that one fixed in the second half.
Throw it in the bin.
I agree. Get back to the old scoreboard. To the right, there it is. Here's Goody under pressure. Has to send the Hoppers back into attack. Good mark, Morrison in defence. When do you have to make the move of Charlie Morrison to Josh Minogue, Bob Jackson?
Well,
now?
I think the one-on-ones, Connor Brody's holding his own. It's just when the ball's coming in dirty that Minogue's getting the better of him. But yeah, you're right. Something needs to change for Wodonga to start ticking that scoreboard over in a positive way. And whether Charlie goes and stops Minogue and then use Connor in a different role, maybe the way to go.
Boundary throw in, far side. Archer Gardner out of the stoppage. His banana is out of bounds on the full. And there's going to be a free kick at half-back here for the Dogs. So 51 plays 22. It has been a 5-2 second quarter in favour of North Albury, and they lead this elimination final by the 29 points. Luke Francis at the 23rd minute mark for NZ.
On the first day of spring, on a sun-baked hill, look at that. The Albury Sports Ground, it paints a beautiful picture. Clubroom side here, winner Irving, over the shoulder, he'll take the kick. Need another major here, the Doggies, as winner Irving goes right down to the flank. Oh, nice work from King. At full stretch to Wiedemann. He's playing a game, Jackson.
Best on ground for mine, Lukey, I reckon.
Agree. Polkinghorn. Here's Ryan. Hume Street end. Can he pick out a target? They want the corridor again. Jet Cassidy was awake to it. He's given away an easy free kick. Didn't like it, Dan.
Ran into him. Letter of the law, it's a free kick. I just feel a bit sorry for Jetty. He was just had a bit momentum.
What other law is there, Divac?
I'm trying to figure that out too.
Wiedemann, he's been unreal, out towards McIntosh here. He's got some space, picks it up. Now, can he find a target inside 50? Minogue again. Oh, he's carving it up. Just read the ball beautifully in front of Connor Brody.
Might be now, Panda, I think, to pull the chain on that one. If he especially puts it through 5 and a half in a final, that's an outstanding contribution by your key forward or your big dog up forward. And we said at the start of the game, if Josh could kick 1 goal a quarter, that's a massive win. Well, he's staring down the barrel of 5.5, so he's had an outstanding first half.
Certainly has. He'll strike the Sharon from 40 out. He's adjacent to the hill here at the Albury Sports Ground. This would be, for a handful, in the first half, the elimination final. Josh Minogue, look at that. Look at that. That is pure class. Here on O&M Live, 1494 2AY and 15663 Dan.
Yeah, he is. He's just dominating this game, and he's been the difference. So 5 goals, and they're about 6 goals in front of North Albury. So it has been a dominant display, and Wodonga just got to figure out at half-time. Half-time can't come quick enough for Wodonga. They've got to figure out how to be cleaner going forward, and there is a way back into this game, but they've got to get to work immediately after half-time.
57 plays 22 on the C&V Truck and Bus scoreboard at the 25th minute mark of the second term for NZ. Josh Minogue has kicked 4 goals in this second term. He is lining it up. Of course, we were saying before Jackson Wiedemann's probably the best player on the ground. Well, Josh says, hold my beer. He's got 5 snags in a half a footy, Lukey Francis.
Unreal.
For McRae Motors. Back in the middle again. Noah Bradshaw ran into a bit of trouble. Just able to get a kick out to half forward. Bounced off the chest of Reynolds. Gardner gets involved. It's on again in the middle here. And there's another free kick off the ball. And it's going to go this way to the way of the maroon and white. Wodonga.
Noah Bradshaw.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
Careful here, Bobby, don't they? They've got to be careful. This is...
So we'll pick it up with Bobby again soon as Bradshaw fires it in. Wilding.
There you go.
First bit of space he's had all day. a good entry to his advantage, and Wilding will line up for his first goal of senior footy for a long time. 40 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Yeah, just a funny one, and there's a bit of indiscretion in the middle of the ground where they just got a bit of a tangle, and I think the umpire found a way to free it up and blew the whistle and gave a free kick to Bradshaw, and that entry is first class. You want that every day of the week, and that's more what Wodonga need.
Hasn't played senior footy since round 6, been battling concussion as Oscar Wilding. This for his confidence, and the Dogs' confidence, straight through the middle. Oscar Wilding with a Sunjan goal that A contender. The margin back now to 29 points. 57 placed 28 on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard. Second term, Dan Vaccaro, GAK Wodonga.
And that's a fantastic story there. Oscar Wilding kicking his first goal in a long time after having concussion issues, as Panda touched on. But that might just be the fire starter that Wodonga needed. That might just be a little taste of going forward clean. It makes a world of difference for Wodonga. So 13 inside 50s they've had this quarter to North Albury's 12. So they've been on top in that area. They've just been sloppy. So there is a way back into this game for Wodonga.
Dan Vaccaro for 40 Winks. Yellen came tearing through Winter. And Yellen to win the free kick here, will he? What's going to happen?
It'll be Yellen. He just got held after the footy.
Yep. And that brings half-time at the Albury Sports Ground in the elimination final. Yellen's going to go for a 100-metre torpy here. I don't reckon he'll make... Gee, he latched onto it. Hey? It's gone about, what, Dan, 60?
50.
Hey? 50. No, okay. Well, I got a bit carried away, did I?
It was a speculative effort. Anyway, what a half
Long
of footy
break
for the green and gold. Hey, Lukey Francis.
Oh, yeah.
9-3-57, letting the Bulldogs 4-4-28. Half-time in the elimination final. Wangaratta await the winner in this SS&A Ovens and Murray ball game. 2AY, 3&E, O&M Snap Print Solutions TV. We are going to take a break. Our half-time show for Elders Rural on the other side of this. Hope you're enjoying the action. We got people tuning in from the Gold Coast and Ballarat.
Yeah.
They're loving elimination final day and Father's Day. And an O&M Live,
yeah.
You will not miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community. .0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
The rumours are true. We're heading to the Riverina. That's right, fifth quarter camps is heading to Albury and Wagga Wagga this October. We'll be in Albury on Tuesday the 8th and Wednesday the 9th of October. We'll then be in Wagga Wagga on the 10th. Isaac and I will be bringing plenty of our teammates along for the journey. We can't wait to see you all there. Head to Fifth Quarter Camp's website for more details. See you soon.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Sun is shining here at the Albury Sports Ground. Thank you for joining us for the Elders Rural halftime show. Joined here by the great man Bob Jackson. After an intriguing half, it's been all green and gold, Bobby. It's been a really good half from North Albury. Wodonga have had their issues going forward, and they've got another issue in their defence, and that means Josh Minogue. So It's been a good half for North Albury, and give it a wrap, Bob.
You said the sun was shining here at Albury Sports Ground weather-wise. I think the sun is definitely shining on the North Albury Hoppers. They played a great first half of footy, and I ran into a couple of footballers on the way up to the commentary box, and they said it looked like a little bit of a training run out there at the present time. I'm not sure if that's entirely right. They had a couple of tins under their belt, but still, North Albury had full control of the first half, and even more so in that second half when there's quite a strong breeze. I'm going to say it's a 4 or 5 goal breeze at times in that second quarter where they outscored Wodonga 6 goals straight to 3-3, kicking into a stiff breeze, and it was very much the Josh Minogue show there for a little bit where I thought Connor held his own in the one-on-ones to a certain degree, but when there was dirty ball and free and easy ball going into that forward 50, he found space to work his magic and got the job done with 3 goals of his own in that quarter, and 4 goals in fact in that quarter. So he's really having a day out, along with Jackson Wiedemann through the middle. He's having a we're not massive fan of ruckman, so I'm not classing him as a ruckman, mate, but he's actually playing really, really well, and I thought Driscoll had a lot of the play in that first half of that first quarter, but Jackson Wiedemann certainly in honours of our player of the day so far with a real quality first half. But I think you nailed it there with the ball moving forward for the Wodonga side. It's just not as efficient and not as effective as what North Albury are doing. And as you said, the inside 50s are actually in Wodonga's favour, 24-22, but yet they just can't seem to get clean and respectful footy to their forwards. And we saw that last entry where young Bradshaw nailed Oscar Wildy on the lead. That's the sort of forward 50 entries that you want,
isn't it? That could be in the second half. I think the big, I'll put it pretty bluntly to Panda, Wodonga are doing 2 things wrong at the moment. They're not addressing the issue of Josh Minogue, and the inside 50 entries have been poor. I think if you fix those 2 things in the second half, there's a way for Wodonga back into this game. But now they're kicking against the breeze. It's going to be a big uphill battle, but I think it's a possibility, Bob.
I think the Josh Minogue issue can be eliminated by further up the ground with a little bit more pressure through the midfield. I think Connor Brady can handle his own against Josh, providing that there's pressure further up the ground through the midfield where there doesn't seem to be a hell of a lot. There seems to be a lot of quick handballs and the ball gets out the back, and then all of a sudden they've got free and easy football to go forward with.
I feel even like, and you've hit the nail on the head there, I feel like if Charlie Morrison played on Josh Minogue that half, the ball was coming in so good that he still would have kicked 4.
I think you're right. And Panda was pretty wound up there off air about that there must be a change. Well,
there's got to be a change up the ground.
I think
and maybe someone dropped back.
They threw Matt Wilson into the middle for the start of that quarter, and he tried his guts out, but he needs a hand. So whether there's a Jack Yellen that goes in there for a bigger body just to control the ball in tight and get it out to some runners outside. So I just feel as though they need to find something else in that midfield that maybe drop the tag on Tim Broomhead and find another way to win the ball and move the ball forward. Worry about Wodonga's scoreboard more so than North Albury's. If you got the footy, you got no concerns about Tim Broomhead because he hasn't got the footy.
Correct.
You know, Wodonga needs to control the ball and move the ball with the ball in hand a lot better.
And Ollie could be probably another reinforcement down in defence if you're worried about sort of Minogue and filling that hole. But we've got some goal kickers there, Bobby.
Yeah, we certainly have. Obviously, the main one for North Albury is Josh Minogue with 5 majors. He's kicked 4 in that second quarter, which was an outstanding performance by itself. And then the singles to Keith Talent, Leighton Taylor, Foster Gardner, and also Nathan Dennis, who kicked 1 in the first quarter. But for Wodonga, Bradshaw's kicked 2 smart goals. They were both 1 in each quarter. They were both clever goals off the pack and snaps. And he's a player that can really help the Wodonga Bulldogs get move forward. Also, Adam Jorgensen had a classy finish, and Oscar Wilding, he kicked that last goal from 45 metres out on a bit of a tight 45-degree angle. He showed so many good signs, particularly from a football that's been out for a long time. He's leading hard, he's contesting well, and that's confidence knowing that all his faculties are 100%.
And if you Jarrett Twitt at half-time, like, we know what North Albury are going to do. They're going to continue playing the way they're playing. They're going to try and be on top. But there is undoubtedly going to be a moment in this game where Wodonga are going to have an opportunity. So how does Twitty get that opportunity, and how does Wodonga make the most of it in the second half, Bob?
Twitty is the master of absolutely saying nothing but getting his message across purely by what his eyeballs do. Like he'd be sitting all those boys down there, would not be a word being said, and he'd walk up and down the lane of the players when they're sitting on their seats, and he'd be just staring, and he'd only have to say a couple of words and they get the message real quick, smart about what would happen in that first half, and then he'd move on to the second half pretty quick, smart, and he'd be wanting to control that footy, control the tempo, because I think at times there they lost control of the tempo, and North Albury just controlled everything. Whereas if they just had the footy a couple of times and said, right out, we'll take the sting out of this game, even if it's just 30 seconds, a minute, and just put the game back on our terms, I think you'll be looking for a bit more of that in the second half.
Beautiful. That is the voice of Bobby Jackson for the Newmarket Hotel, and we will cross now to our Ray White Rural Netball update at halftime, and that is a wrap for the Elders Rural halftime show. And on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
This is the netball wrap, thanks to Ray White Rural, servicing Albury, now servicing Holbrook. In today's elimination final, it was the Coral Rutherglen Roos taking on the North Albury Hoppers, and what a game of netball we witnessed. 34-33, the score in favour of the Roos, meaning that they will go on to next week to take on the Wangaratta Magpies in the elimination final. A superb and defensive game of netball. Coral Rutherglen with the upper hand at halftime, an 8-goal advantage, but the never say die attitude of the Hoppers kept them in the game until the final whistle, and an unfortunate turnover with about 15 seconds to go. They had the opportunity for a leveller to take it into extra time, but the Roos, they were fantastic and managed to take on that victory. Both teams could hardly be split, but best players definitely in their defensive ends. Sally Hunter was best on court for the Roos with Sophie Hanrahan in goalkeeper, as well Grace Hay for the Hoppers and Emily Brown through the mid-court. Sammy Murray coming on for the Hoppers at half-time in wing defence and played a crucial role in breaking down the drive of Ella Kingston, who in the first half of the Roos was exceptional as well. So we see Raiders and Yarrawonga next Saturday in the qualifying final, and it will be the Coral Rutherglen Roos taking on the Wangaratta Magpies. For O&M Live Netball, thanks to Ray White Rural, servicing Albury, now servicing Holbrook.
All clear.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community. .0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
The rumours are true. We're heading to the Riverina. That's right, fifth quarter camps is heading to Albury and Wagga Wagga this October. We'll be in Albury on Tuesday the 8th and Wednesday the 9th of October. We'll then be in Wagga Wagga on the 10th. Isaac and I will be bringing plenty of our teammates along for the journey. We can't wait to see you all there. Head to Fifth Quarter Camp's website for more details. See you soon.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Both sides are back out on the ground after the half-time break for Elders Rural. Great job by Bobby Jackson and Dan Vaccaro. I'm hearing one of the best halftime shows we have had on O&M Live. It is Blake Panteresca with you, Lukey Francis, Stan Vaccaro, Bobby Jackson. As I said, both sides out on the ground. Wodonga with a mountain to climb. They currently trail by 29 points, 28 plays, 57. Bobby Jackson, what are Wodonga need to do in this next 5 minutes to get themselves back into the game?
One thing I just noticed here, Jack O'Sullivan actually dressing the players on the field there in a nice tight bunch for a long time there. So he's obviously delivered a message that hopefully these boys can get themselves back into the game, whereas North will be more of the same. Nice clean footy. They've played a really good brand of football in that first half. And just an injury update, Isaac O'Neill is done for the day. He's sitting on the bench with his hoodie on and boots off. So he's... his day is done, unfortunately. Young man, a courageous act, and he's got to sit on the bench and watch his teammates hopefully pull this one back into a nice tight contest going into the last quarter.
I'm not sure you have the answer, Bobby. Are we expecting that's concussion related, or?
I'll just sneak out and have a chat to him in a sec, mate.
Yep, you go over there and find out what you can for the Newmarket Hotel. Big hello to Dean and Phil, big supporters of North Albury. In fact, Dean and Phil Nicholson, operators at the Newmarket Hotel. You'll be there later on, Lukey, on the way home to Wagga.
I certainly will, Panic. You're right about that. I'll duck in to the Newie.
It's, of course, after you go and get a pizza from the Clubhouse Bar and Bistro, and you'll have one from Sweethearts. We know that's your joint as well.
Yep, my ute will be full on the way home.
I just spoke to Isaac and I thought it was ribs. He's got his quad wrapped in nice. So there you go. Completely wrong.
All connected.
All connected.
You'd be a horrible physio, Dan Vaccaro.
I agree.
I think he'd be one of those physios that walks on your back, I reckon.
Yep. Yeah,
I agree. Jeez,
one of those strange ones.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so first 5 minutes vital here for the Wodonga Bulldogs just to get themselves back into the game. Love some of the comments on our O&M YouTube stream as well. I think the family members of Keith Talent are watching on a tinny boat in the sea in Papua New Guinea, Luke Francis. How about that?
That is super.
Third term underway for the locker room at the SS&A. Wiedemann ripped off that football by big Michael Driscoll. We're going to have another secondary stoppage. So O&M Live Global today in the sea at Papua New Guinea. We got Ballarat, we got Redlands in Queensland. We love bringing you O&M footy on 2AY 3&E and O&M Snapprint Solutions TV as Sorochinski with a bit of dash, retreats to Venturoni. Wortman on his left foot, just missed Bradshaw, but the bounce favoured him. Gardner, that was Flynn, came up to try and pressure the footy. Dennis just got Mayfield a little bit higher in the back. Take your pick.
Just a quick one. That change has been made to Panda. Morrison's gone to Minogue.
Maybe 3 goals too late. As Josh Mathy sets sail from half forward, kicks it towards Cassidy. Reynolds came over the top with a fist. Wilding with a bit of work to do. Campbell goes to help out Weaven, and Wilding, I think, just gets Reynolds a little bit high, and it's a free kick to North Albury in the left back pocket. Luke Francis for Macrae Motors.
Yeah, Isaac Campbell with the Sharon. And he's probably got no choice here but just to dump it out with the long one. There he goes. Outside D50. Another whistle. Pushing. Who's going to win the ball here?
North Albury.
Jack Reynolds, is it? Hang
and
on.
A 50 against Michael Driscoll. That was really silly.
Yeah, and Foster Gardner is on the move here. He's not wasting any time at all. So now he's got to try and find Minogue. Where is he? He's on the loose. And a shift at Foster. Wanted Hayes. Don't know if that was the kick. Probably had to go in. Here's Cassidy. Front spot. Jorgensen fights away for it. Penny. Nice work. Missed Archie Garden with the hand pass. Goes again. Ramage. Taken by Miller. Gone. Nice.
You've nailed it. That kick needed to go deep 50. There was plenty of opportunity, plenty of space for North Albury. They just need to go deep 50 instead of a lateral kick.
So the Doggies trail by 29. Can they find an extra gear in this elimination final? They've really got to gnash their teeth and get their snarl back. Here's Wiedemann. Goes short, and Hoppers have it across half-back through Winter.
And he goes short to Hayes. He's in a fair bit of space. You watch him come back through the corridor. Nathan Dennis has Goody. Goes by hand. Hangs along. Kick to Goody, I reckon. All the 50-50s going the green and gold's way here. As Goody goes into the pocket looking for Minogue, up against Brody again. Ball spills to ground. Foster Gardner's first there. Hand passes it back to Ramage. He goes. Penny goes inside again. Broomhead, in fact that was Taylor, comes late. Talent wraps up Venturoni. Not sure how that wasn't holding the ball. Completely dropped the footy, and Sorochinski, like a good defender, runs away in defence for the Dogs. Loops the hand pass over to Wilson. They exit D50. Bradshaw gives it back to Wilson. He's in a bit of trouble. Broomhead, bang, holding the ball. And that wasn't actually there because he kicked it. I reckon that was a maker-upper-up. And Broomhead has the ball outside attacking 50, Luke Francis.
Here goes Tim. Now he's got someone on the outer side. Wow. Look at that, finding Isaac Campbell. Wow. And as we said earlier in the game, this guy's footy IQ is just through the roof, Bobby.
That was out of this world. That was unbelievable. That was a 60-metre tracer bullet.
I tell you what that was, Bobby. An elite body and paint player of the day.
Super elite.
Oh, yeah. So here's Campbell. Kicking to the Hume Street end. Oh, won't they be up and about here? The green and gold. If Isaac... Oh, shocking. Terrible. That's a bit mean. Here goes Sorochinski. He breaks away. Weaven. He's in pursuit of this footy. Now, just pops it over the top. Hayes just got there. Well done by Julian. And the Hoppers have possession here. Half-back flank.
21 disposals for Hayes.
So kicking the man to the mark. Gets marched up the other end for the Wodonga Bulldogs. Probably should have scored there against the runner play. Jack King. They've switched this footy really well. Flynn Gardner played well across half back today. Bit of run and gun. Gets a 1-2 from Goody. Got the overlap here, North Albury. Talent has a bit of time and space, kicks to half forward, has Archer Gardner running into a bit of space. Morrison left his man. Gardner wants a free kick for a hold. Umpire says play on. Well umpired. Morrison and Wilson with a bit of work to do. In the end, Wilson finds time. They move the footy like that, they're pretty hard to stop.
They are. Link up to handball there was a fantastic passage of play. The kick probably needed to go deeper again. There's a couple of entries that North Albury would love to have again where they could probably go a bit deeper. I can't get over that Tim Broomhead kick. That was phenomenal.
What do you got for us, Dan?
Well, it's an even start to the game. It's a bit of slingshot footy. 2 inside 50s for North, 3 for Wodonga this quarter.
Thanks to 40 Winks. Arch Gardner after it. Picks it up now. Good tackle applied by Will Bradshaw. Here's Smith. Oh, he's just flirting with the boundary line. Bounces inside the field of play. Morrison there, and it's called out of bounds. 7 plays 28 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. The North Albury Football Club up over the Wodonga Bulldogs in the elimination final. The Albury Sports Ground. Third term is Jorgensen. Taken by Hayes. And he goes down. O&M Live, 1494 2AY, 1566 3&E.
They've played around 5-6 minutes for NZ in this third term. No goals in the second half yet. Mathy working hard at ground level. Found Will Bradshaw. His hand pass missed Greenhill. Winter been good with that, being outstanding today. Finds Riley Smith on the right boot, looking for Minogue. Up against Morrison. Spills the way of Goody here. Jorgensen's right on his hammer. Polkinghorn lends a hand. Brodie gives it back to Jorgensen. Did he get one high? Umpire says no, give it to me. Ball up, 45 out from North Albury's goal. Those inside 50 numbers again. Dan Vaccaro, 40 Winks third term.
Yeah, 3 apiece at the moment, Panda, so a bit of slingshot footy.
Top of the 50, Hume Street end. Driscoll, nice ruck work just to move on Wiedemann. Dennis, Winter, coughed it out. Will Bradshaw gets away for the doggies. Wielding down low, couldn't quite get to it, goes again. Nice work. Weaven wraps him up. Oh, it's a free kick.
High.
Yep. So Wielding in the headgear and then sends it down, trying to get to Miller. Whistle, holding.
Yep.
And Miller will take the kick, Bobby. Plays on. Will the advantage be paid here to Wilson?
No.
No, it's coming back.
Yeah, just a bit of a tug of the jumper there. Just a one-on-one contest where the North Albury defender got on the wrong side and just tried to balance it up a little bit and got a handful of jumper, and they're easy to detect by the umpires. And as Dan said, there's a little bit of free-for-all up and down the ground at the moment, just trying to feel each other out, trying to get a bit of a feel as to where one team can expose the other. And both forward entries haven't been great either. Like the best one was Timmy Broomhead, who deserved a goal but kicked into the man of the mark.
Need this. Must go through. Tom Miller, 25 out, steers it through. Good work. He gets a dent. So 57, plays 34 now on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Hopper's still up, third term.
Yeah, they are. A really good start for Wodonga in this third term. So 4 inside 50s early for them. Josh Mathy's been prominent, 2 disposals, 15 for the game at the moment. Matt Wilson, Jorgensen and Morrison all getting involved early for Wodonga. So there is a way back. They've got to be better going inside forward 50, and that was no exception to Tom Miller.
So kick the last 2 goals of the game have the Dogs. They've trimmed that margin that was at 35 back to 23 points. Tom Miller with his first goal today. Here's another entry here. Bradshaw bananas it. Wasn't his intended target, but Jorgensen marks. Swings around on the right. Quick movement. Good fist there from Weaven. Didn't really get the footy in front of Wilding. The Hoppers' defence working hard in numbers here with Reynolds. Left foot kick was smothered by Wilding. Polkinghorn, not sure he got rid of that football. Wortman grabbed him. Grabs him again. And we are going to have a ball up. 40 out from the Dogs' goal.
And that was fantastic pressure there by Oscar Wilding as well, just to run and gun, and they stop that easy exit for North Albury.
Winter, Irving and Wiedemann doing the ruck work this time. Yellen comes through with pace, gets a hand pass from Mimo. Miller swings it on to Riley Gill, brought down a big crunching tackle from Cullen. There's a snap on goal here. Is it a minor score? The umpire, I reckon, was going to pay a free kick then, I thought. Interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was a free kick to Gill also.
Yeah, I thought so as well. Anyway, after all that minor score, the Dogs move to 5-5-35 and the Hoppers 9-3-57, 22-point lead to North Albury at the 8th minute mark for NZ in this third term. We're doing it all thanks to the locker room at the SS&A.
Yeah, 4-goal break, eh? To the green and gold, searching for their first finals win in 14 years. North Albury, look at that free kick. Oh, Broomhead nearly reached Caden Winter. Now, Polkinghorne tapping it along the ground. Wilson wins it for the Doggies. Hurriedly on the boot. Goody. Well done by George, the captain of the green and gold. Loyal as they come. And he goes to the arc of the 50. Hume Street end. Taylor. Nice work from Andrews just to work him under the ball a little. Will Bradshaw to Andrews to Jorgensen. Oh, beautiful work to Yellen. Tries to take on Polkinghorne. Gone. Yeah, good decision. That's what happens, Bobby. Just try to take him on.
And he's caught one for his troubles from a teammate as well. So he's...
Poor kick from Polkinghorne, intercepted. It was intended for Goody, but Riley Gill was one step in front of him. Wins it back for the Dogs. Goes to centre wing. It's Yelland. Went with the don't argue before. And was wrapped up. So 22 the margin in favour of the green and gold. Played around 10 minutes for NZ. Jorgensen and the Dogs are going to want to switch the footy here. It's a dangerous old kick. Puts Noah Bradshaw under the pump, but ball sits for him and he goes by hand to Morrison. He goes out wide and he finds Dan Wortman at right half back. So the club are inside now. Pops it over the top to Venturoni. He's got a bit of room to work for the Dogs down centre wing.
Nice work from Flynn Garden, who takes the mark. True back flank for the Hoppers to Wiedemann, who's been outstanding. On the clubroom side now, wants to angle inboard. Picks up Hayes. They're eyeing off the corridor here. Look at this kick. Penny's out. Who's he got inside 50? Dennis.
Wow.
Yep, Nathan Dennis. That was beautiful footy, Bobby.
Yeah, that was a quick transition of footy through the midfield, changed lanes beautifully, got it to the centre of the ground where it opens up your forward 50 and a nice cutback leg by Dennis. He's a classy forward, this guy. He's really made an impression on me for this season where he sneaks in and he kicks his 2 or 3 goals a week. He's a class act, this guy.
They lead by 22. This to get it out to 28. Your striker Sharon from 45 out, Nathan Dennis. Hume Street end. He pops it up. How's he gone? He absolutely loves it. And that is a double for Nathan and Dan. They're looking good, the Hoppers.
Yeah, they are. It's a good reply from North Albury, and Wodonga just got to figure out a way to cut off that supply through the middle of the ground because there's not a defence in the league that can defend that by Nathan Dennis, that mark. So fantastic reply for North Albury. Wodonga's still got to work hard. So 4 inside 50s for North this quarter to 5 for Wodonga. Julian Hayes, he's had 21 disposals for the game. He's been fantastic. Archie Gardner, he's been reasonably quiet for his standards, however, he's been lively this quarter. 4 disposals already for him, 12 for the game.
Bobby Jackson, just the wind update for us. Has it died down a little?
It's dropped to a zephyr. So,
right.
Yeah, it's probably only 2 or 3 goal advantage now, where it was a bit higher than that towards the middle of that second quarter.
So Wiedemann goes by hand to Broomhead on that left foot. Grubbers the ball 30 metres forward for North Albury. Wilson went with a don't argue. McIntosh went with the tackle. His kick somehow finds its way to Soroczynski. Little hand pass over the top was intercepted by Broomhead, but Soroczynski goes again. Gives it back to Wilson under immediate North Albury pressure. His kick sets a task for Driscoll. Gardner tries to pressure him. Driscoll goes by hand at half back to Bradshaw. And left foot of Liam Andrews clears defence on centre wing. A one-on-one here between Tommy Johnson and Darcy Cullen. Cullen goes with the shepherd and allows Jack King to come in here and hand pass it to Gardner. He goes down the wing looking for his brother Flynn. And he takes a nice mark on centre wing right in front of Bobby Jackson for the Newmarket Hotel.
Gee, that was good, Bobby, because...
just clever.
Yep. Flynn Gardner, he's bulked up over the pre-season. He's big this year, Flynn Gardner. I reckon he's put on 4 or 6 kgs. Now down low, Connor Brodie. What's the umpire said? Yep. He's going to win the free kick here up against Ryan Polkinghorne. Defensive 50. Now what can Connor do? He hasn't got much on here. He's just going to have to lob it up. Here's the dump kick. King at the back. Oh, well done. Nicely worked. Just got rid of Jorgensen. Now Penny's on. He's going to get him. Yep. In the true heart of the Albury Sports Ground. Hayes. Gee, that's good football. Wide kick though. Entry going in. McIntosh has got to go after. Wilson's out there. Ball out of bounds. 63 plays 35. North Albury up over the Wodonga Bulldogs on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. We're in the third term. It's brought to you by the Locker Room at the SS&A.
Yeah, and around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Pool World in the Hume League, it's Lockhart 1 goal 4-10. Plays Ginger up 3-5-23.
We've got a TDFL update for you when we can as well. Repeating for Ray White Rural, Cora Rutherglen defeated North Albury by 1 goal, 34-33. And they will move through to next week's first semi-final against the Wangaratta Magpies. That'll be on Sunday, the WJ Finlay Oval. And the winner of this game to also play the Wang Magpies on Sunday at the WJ Finlay Oval. Thrown in on the far side. Riley Gill around the footy. Clears a long high one, but Riley Smith sits under it and takes a nice mark for North Albury in front of the club room. Centre wing. He's going to pump the hoppers back in again with a long high one. Watch for this big pack of players. A Brody sits underneath it. Coming through was Taylor to force a stoppage, and we're going to have a ball up. 40 metres out from Hopper's goal. They lead 10-3-63 to Wodonga 5-5-35. Third term, all thanks to the locker room of the SS&A.
Yeah, they need to find a spark from somewhere the moment the Doggies, but you just can't see it coming. Here's Broomhead. Look at this talent. Yes. Takes the mark, and again, Bobby Jackson, Tim Broomhead, so impressive.
Just found space when probably not many others could, and then the perfectly weighted kick. It wasn't a drill pass, it was just out in front, and talent used his speed and ran onto it beautifully and took it on his chest. The wind's right behind him. He's every chance of getting the journey here, boys.
He is. He's very capable, Keith Talent. He's going to go short. Winter over his head. Foster Gardner dishes it out the side. Tim Broomhead after it. He wants to wheel around. Gets back onto his right, does he? Yes. Low ball going in. Look at that.
Would you stop it?
That was excellent. Sublime into Ryan Polkinghorne.
Taking the you-know-what now, Timmy Broomhead. That was unbelievable pass. It was
that was as good a footy as we've seen all year, Bobby.
That was no higher than chest height, and he's encouraged his teammate to run to space, and he didn't miss him.
Excellent. Here's Ryan Polkinghorne. Gee, it's going to be hard for the Doggies from here. He's missed that one
badly.
Yep. Yeah, one behind. So 64 plays 35. Hoppers up over the Doggies on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Dan, what do you got for us, mate? Thanks to 40 Winks.
Inside 50 count is 6-5 in favour of North Albury at the moment. So Wodonga's still getting their opportunities, just not making the most of it. And Tim Broomhead, he had 5 disposals to half-time. He's had 5 disposals this quarter, so he's starting to get involved on the 40 Winks stat sheet.
I reckon they may have dropped that tag, Bobby J, because they've realised they've just got to win the game.
Yeah, well and truly. I think they're going head-to-head in the midfield, and you watch Mr. Broomhead go to business now.
Same thing happened in round 14 against Albury, and he got to work and I reckon had 20 touches and kicked a goal in that second half. So North Albury 64, lead the Dogs 35. Whistle here and a free kick to Wodonga. It's going to go the way of Michael Driscoll. How have you seen the... Okay, that's your thoughts on Ruckman. Space in attack here for the Dogs. The kick has to be good. Well done there by Archer Gardner. Up against Jet Cassidy, Oscar Wilding. He punched it over the boundary line and will be thrown back in deep into attack for the Dogs. They need one now, Dan Vaccaro. They trail by 29 points.
Yeah, they do. As I said, they're getting the forward 50s, so that's 6-6 this quarter, but they've got to be better going forward.
Look at the green and gold up on the hill. Unreal. Penny brings down Yellen. Again, another stoppage.
In the back.
Yeah, he has played it in the back. Okay, so Jack winning the pill.
Ruck raffle.
Ruck raffle, Bobby?
Was he in the ruck, Jack?
No, that was a push in the back.
Yeah, I think I heard
at ground level,
ruck raffle.
No, that was a free kick for a push in the back.
You blame the ruckman when there is no ruckman, Bobby.
They get blamed for a lot of things. Our current political situation, the ruckman.
Jack Yellen. And a huge shot on goal in the context of this elimination final. They go their way, the maroon and white. So they've got 5 on the board, this for 6. And that one, that's a great goal from Jack Yelland. He's nailed it. Can that lift them? Can that get them going, Bobby?
He's been introducing his nickname, so he's providing and yeah, if they can draw inspiration from that, well, let's go with that. Yeah, maybe Bull Yellen's the man.
Well, begging that wind is still an advantage in that last quarter, Bob. If they can get within 4 goals going into the final break, maybe, just maybe, there's a sniff for Wodonga.
Yeah, you're right there.
23 points the margin. Bradshaw roving a beautiful Driscoll tap. Here he is out of the middle, kicks it into the pocket. Not a great kick though. Jorgensen will be first there. A little bit of magic up against the boundary. Sets sail for a drop punt. Wilding! Oh, one-handed grab. Elite body and paint mark of the day. Ramage was coming the other way. Wilding back with courage, stuck the Duke out, and he will line up for 2 in 30 seconds and to bring the Dogs within 17 points.
Yeah, they've just mixed things up in the middle there, haven't they? And it's working for them.
So Wilding, he's already kicked 1. This to the Botanic Gardens end is straight through the middle. Margin back to 17. 47 plays 60. Caro, 40 winks.
Well, if Bob's not going to talk about the Ruckworth, I will, because that was Ruckcraft personified there by Michael Driscoll. The tap work down to Noah Bradshaw, and Noah Bradshaw hitting the contest at pace has single-handedly got Wodonga back into the game with that play there. 17 points to the margin. Fantastic work by Noah Bradshaw. He has had 17 disposals and 2 goals for today, being one of Wodonga's best. Wodonga are a sniff.
I'm sure Bobby, you've got the right of reply.
I'm sure Ruckman, they're good. I'm sure they're good people. I've got no doubt they're good people.
Okay.
Well, Drew's a good man. I can't vouch for that.
Okay. Rightio. Well, things are getting interesting here at the Albury Sports Ground. They're going 20 on the NZ Albury time clock, third term. There goes that man again, Wiedemann. High ball to half forward. Wilson's got to go back. Leighton Taylor tried to keep control of the footy. Here's Foster Garner to Campbell. Knew he got brought down, got the ball away. Goody and Mick Driscoll. Nicely done from Mick. And on to Matt Wilson to Noah Bradshaw. Gee, that was nicely worked. Here goes Noah, highly talented young player. Towards the arc of the 50, Botanic Gardens end. Wilding, he's a little hot in this quarter. Left foot, Jorgensen. Oh, gee, this is interesting. Here's Ollie Greenhill under high pressure. Reynolds has got to go now in front of Winner Irving. Jack picks it up and the hopper's clear.
Yeah, they do. On centre wing, ball's been moved to McIntosh. Can come in board if he likes. Decides not to. 17 points to the margin. 64 plays 47. 3 of the last 4 to the way of the maroon and white. The Wodonga Bulldogs, who have trailed since the first minute of this game, when Minogue kicked the first goal. Dennis goes down the line. Driscoll in the hole. Spills the way of Gardner onto his brother Archer, who's got absolutely no one in front of him. Sets Talon a task. Not able to mark. Him and Andrews in a one-on-one. Andrews rips him off the footy. Well done, Charlie Morrison, who gets back in defence and helps out the Dogs. Looked like there was a certain goal to the way of Talent. He exits defence. Gill, not able to mark. Taps it over the boundary line and will be thrown back in. Just 4 to the wing, favouring North Albury. 64 plays 47 at the 21-minute mark for NZ. Hoppers up, Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Just quickly around the ground, so Mr. Stowe's Pearl World into Langada League. Chilton 8-3-51 plays Beach West 3-7-25.
Right of centre wing, far side. Ball comes out. Winter down low. Penny got a boot to it. Goes again, Jack. Pops it up in the air. Goody just thumps it forward. Venturoni, Mathy, who gets it out the back to Soroczynski. Here goes Matt. Oh, he just retrieved it back on the second attempt. Archie Gardner's got him. Umpire says play on. Arms in the air. Mathy. Now here's Hayes for the Hoppers. Can he find someone? They got the numbers here. Penny, short to Foster Garner, takes them on. Now he's going to launch one in. Minogue, oh, off his chest. Play goes on here inside 50 Hume Street end. Broomhead trapped it to Winter.
Throw.
Yep. And the Dogs, ooh. Okay, so Charlie Morrison has got it, and the Dogs are going to shoot it out to the clubroom side.
Game's just really lifted a couple of notches here. The Dogs know it, so do the Hoppers as well. Cassidy goes in board, finds Greenhill. Edge of the square, far side, centre wing. And he goes out wide. Finds Will Bradshaw. He goes inside 50. Cassidy caught out the back, not able to mark. Goes again at ground level with a good second effort. And umpire Brent Lewin says, give it to me, right in front of the big North Albury contingency on the far side of the ground here. So the Dogs are the last three of the last 4 goals for McRae Motors in the locker room at the SS&A. Wilding out of the congestion, fires to the goal square. I went to Irving. Right place, right time. I think Reynolds went early, wasn't able to impact the contest, and Winter Irving has a kick of his short Wodonga Bulldogs career to bring the margin back to 11 points. He'll kick from 15 metres out, pretty tight angle.
They've really wheeled themselves back into this game, haven't they, off the back of some real pressure football DNA stuff that they've been hanging their head on all year, the Wodonga Bulldogs.
So Winter Irving lines up and puts it through. That's his first Dog goal in 7 games.
Wow.
Kyle Winter-Irving with a Sunjan goal that A contender. Margin back to 11 points.
Okay.
64 plays 53. They've got 3 on the trot, the Dogs.
Yeah, what a last quarter this is going to be now. Wodonga just figuring out a way to get back into the game. And a special mention, Bobby mentioned Wodonga wielding themselves back into the contest. Oscar Wilding starting to wield them back into the contest. His forward craft has been fantastic this quarter, and he's playing an important role for Wodonga.
And of course you meant that deliberately, didn't you, Bobby?
That was straight out of the Luke Francis book.
Yeah, see, I don't know if that's a rap or not. Okay, Wiedemann. Here's Johnson. Goody trying to break his way through. Over the shoulder. So George to take it. In the true heart of the Albury Sports Ground. She won here before three-quarter time. It hurt from the Hoppers. Here goes Hayes. He pumps it in there. Over the back. Andrew's got a fist to it. Polkinghorn spits it out the back. Smith. Here's Wortman. Taken down. Brody, he went in. There goes Smith again. Veneroni, he's taken down. And there's the siren. Oh, wow. Aren't we in for a ripping final term here in the elimination final in the O&M? At three-quarter time, it is the North Albury Hoppers by 11 points, 10-4-64 over the Wodonga Bulldogs, 8-5-53. This is O&M Live, and remember, on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
A.T. Jones, your local debut.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community. .0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
The rumours are true. We're heading to the Riverina. That's right, fifth quarter camps is heading to Albury and Wagga Wagga this October. We'll be in Albury on Tuesday the 8th and Wednesday the 9th of October. We'll then be in Wagga Wagga on the 10th. Isaac and I will be bringing plenty of our teammates along for the journey. We can't wait to see you all there. Head to Fifth Quarter Camp's website for more details. See you soon.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
price until half-time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half-price selected beers until half-time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Three-quarter time here at the sports ground. 2,500 people in attendance to see a cracking game. North Albury by 11 points at the final change. 10-4-64 over the Wodonga Bulldogs, 8-5-53. Blake Penderescott with you, Lukey Francis. We've got Bobby Jackson, Dan Vaccaro. Dan Vaccaro and McRae Motors quarters best and 40-wink stat winners in that third term.
Yeah, thanks, Panda. For McRae Motors quarters best. Adam Jorgensen was fantastic that quarter. 7 disposals. He really willed Wodonga to get back into that team. And that other man as well, Oscar Wilding, was very good around that forward 50. So those two guys were fantastic that quarter. Tim Broomhead only had the 5 disposals at halftime. He had 5 that quarter, but what he was doing with the football, Lukey, was something to marvel upon. He was great. And also Julian Hayes had that 6 disposals. He's had 25 for the day, so he was fantastic as well. Forward 50s, very, very close. North Albury 31, Wodonga 33, shaping up to be a mouth-watering last term.
Certainly is. Bobby Jackson, boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, mate, just signing some autographs down here at the moment. Yeah, the Wodonga coaching staff really emphasise on the wingers keeping their wits so they can use the corridor and utilise the corridor as best they possibly can and utilise the little breeze that is out here. It seems to have died down a little bit, whereas on the other side, the North Albury it up and make it a little bit shorter and harder for the Wodonga side to get through. So, fair bit of tactics going on, but I think it's going to come down to true grit and who wants it the most. You know, there's a little bit of breeze. It's not as at its strongest, but it's still favouring the Noriel Park end, and it's just going to come down to who wants it the most. Lukey.
Yeah, that's it, Bobby. The Doggies and the Hoppers locking horns in a sudden death final. So no tomorrow for one of these two teams. Assume for a cracker here. This is going to be excellent.
Certainly is, Lukey. It certainly is indeed. Elimination final last year was a bit of a bummer, wasn't it?
It was a fizzer.
Yep, the Dogs were way too good for the Rovers. The year before, the Rovers beat Myrtleford in a close-ish game, I think, from memory.
Yep.
And then the year before that was 2019. And I think the Saints beat the Raiders in a thriller here at the sports ground. So let's hope we get another thrilling finish to this one as well. As I said, 2,500 people, the official crowd here at the Albury Sports Ground today. That one from Kamaran Darchikis, the general manager of the Ovens and Murray. So the umpire just waiting for a couple of kids to get off the outer perimeters of the ground here. Big contingent of green and gold on that far side of the ground. A lot of Wodonga supporters on the hill to the left of us is here as well. Right in the sunshine that's been beaming all afternoon here at the Albury Sports Ground. We hope you're enjoying the action on 2AY, 3&E and O&M Snap Print Solutions TV on Father's Day. Whether you're sitting around the shed with your old man or sitting in your lounge room. Here we go, 4th term underway for Mac Jack Sheds. Who plays the Magpies next week?
Yeah, final term, and isn't there a bit riding on this? As the players go in and this ball is going to be tied up, so straight away we get a stoppage. Umpire to take it just right of the centre. He's calling for nominations. It's Driscoll and Wiedemann. Driscoll got a fist to it. Campbell taken down by Gill. And again, the umpire to take control. Look at our inside 50 stand for the game.
Yep, 31 North Albury, Wodonga 33, and Mark's inside 50, Wodonga 6, North Albury 9.
Thanks to 40 winks. Or Driscoll trying to go out of mid-air. Arch Gardner over it. He's wrapped up by Josh Matey. And again, another stoppage.
Blake Penderescott and Lukey Francis with you for McRae Motors. Sudden death in the elimination final. Goody brought down Matey. Penny should have taken possession, in fact. He tried to tap it to Gardner. The Dogs win it back. Winter wraps up Greenhill, who marked the footy, but umpire said play on, not 15, and we've got a ball up just forward to centre for North Albury, to the left of the centre circle, broadcast side. Wiedemann taps it down to Foster Gardner. Goes out wide to Goody. Gives it back to Archer. Gardner wants his right foot. He's under pressure. He threw it. Great tackle by Matey. And a free kick to the Dogs on centre wing.
Here's Josh. Chips it over the top, trying to find Ollie Greenhill. Good hands. Good mark in front of Foster Gardner. Now Miller's leading. Ollie's going to go more direct. Tries to find Wilding. Look at that for a mark from Weaven. Holding up in defence. Rightio. Now what can he do? Side pops it up. A lot of air in this ball. Cassidy, front spot, and takes it. So they're going to get a second chance here. Another scoring opportunity for the Maroon and White. They trail by 11 in the elimination final at the Albury Sports Ground. Oh, Johnson got up high. No, he took it. Flynn Gardner to Wiedemann, and he's going to hook it around and switch it out the other side to Hayes.
Will the ball sit for him or will it run out of bounds? It sits for Hayes. He streams out of defence for North Albury. Been one of their best today by foot. He does that so well. Goes short to Isaac Campbell. Can come inboard to Winter. Decides not to do that. He's going to look further afield. Now he's been called to play on. Goes short down the line looking for Penny. Gathers the footy. Does well to really keep it in. Does really well. Hand passes to Polkinghorn, who fumbled at the last minute. He runs to 40. Pulls the kick. Minogue. 20 from goal. Josh has got 5 in the first half, and he'll line up for the all-important goal directly in front of the last term.
Just calm heads all the way down the ground there, led by Julian Hayes. He could have blazed away after a couple of bounces, but it hit up a short pass, and it just beautifully worked all the way down the ground. Even Polkinghorn's pass there was a 15-metre beauty to Minogue, who's lining up for his 6th.
He could have blazed away, Polkinghorn, but he just checked his kick at the last minute. And well, the Doug Strang medalist has kicked 5 goals and will line up from directly in front. We give North Albury a whole lot of belief in this last term. Comes in, makes no mistake. Josh has got 6. 11-4-70. Leads the Wodonga Bulldogs 8-5-53 on the Border Carpet scoreboard. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, how good's Julian Hayes been today on the 40 wink stat sheet? 26 disposals for him. He's been one of North's best, probably best for mine almost. He has been great, and North Albury get the ever important goal there to leave the door slightly ajar for Wodonga. They've got to get to work.
Bob Jackson on the boundary for the Newmarket Hotel. Dan Vaccaro on the 40-wing stat sheet. Blake Escott and Luke Francis calling for McRae Motors. So it's back out to 3 goals.
That's time clock on the scoreboard is wrong as well. It's only at 50 seconds. We've definitely gone longer than that, Lukey Francis.
We certainly have.
3 minutes behind.
Blake Escott. Mathy bursts out of the middle, gets one forward. Jack Reynolds takes the mark. Good mitts. So 30 out here from their own goal at the Hume Street end. Right out wide looking for Tim Broomhead. Great delivery from Jack. Tim takes the mark. True half-back flank, wide out on the clubroom side. Here he is, the coach of the North Albury Football Club. On Mrs. Wiedemann. Ball over the back. Driscoll comes in hard on Ramage. And they go to ground. And the umpire is going to take control, Dan.
Yeah, he has. And Josh Mathy, he started this last quarter really well. He's had 20 for the day and 3 disposals already in this 4th term.
So we've gone 4 minutes for NZ in the final term. North Albury by 17. They've led all day. Greenhill flicks it onto Bradshaw. He's been the Dogs' best on the far side. Goes back to Soroczynski. He's got a turn of speed. Right foot kick inside forward 50. Oh, how good's this guy been in the last couple of minutes? Jack Reynolds again with a nice intercept mark in defence for North Albury.
Him and Weaven standing tall in the last term.
Goes out wide to the club room side with a high up and under. Big fist from Liam Andrews. Punches the ball 20 metres forward for Wodonga. Back to where Jack Reynolds is as Miller tackles him over the boundary line. And we'll have a throw in 55 around from the Dogs' goal.
Bobby, we'll go down to you for the Newmarket. What are you seeing in this final term?
I think it's a matter of who's going to flinch first. It's just a little bit of to and fro, and who makes the most of the opportunity or opportunities. Hopefully, it's more than one opportunity that they get, and whoever's bravest. And at the moment, Wodonga needs to be the bravest.
Yeah, that's it. So, who's going to step up for the Hoppers? Who's going to make their mark for the Bulldogs in this final term, the elimination final? Mathy. Try to get it out, ball ricochet. Greenhill, here's Foster Gardner. Taken in a tackle. Ball gets out, Mathy. And he's taken in a tackle by Penny. And the umpire will have possession, Dan.
Yeah, what a tight contest. It's stoppage after stoppage at the moment in this 4th term.
Ball in. Jorgensen weaves through traffic brilliantly. On to Wortman. His left foot kick is a high up and under. Getting down there and marking, I reckon's Matty Wilson. Has he snuck forward for the Dogs? He has. So if there's anyone who can do a freakish thing, it's this man, and he will line up from 45 metres out, tied up against the paint. Bob Jackson for the newie.
Yeah, he needs to hang this out to the right big time, and hopefully the wind will get it through for him, but he's kicking into a bit of a breeze from where he's at.
So he runs in, sets sail. I reckon he's nailed it. Matt Wilson with a Sunjan goal today. He is a star, Matty Wilson. Brings the margin back to 11 points. 59 plays 70 on the Border Carpet scoreboard. Dan Vaccaro, 40.
Player in Matt Wilson. That is a massive goal for them. 21 disposals and a goal today for Matt Wilson. He's been fantastic, and Wodonga is just sniffing around, and they're just not going down without a fight at the moment.
Yeah, we're going 7 for NZ. O&M footy at its absolute optimum. The umpire is telling the players to hurry back to the middle. Goody and Wiedemann just lagging a little. Here we go. Back in the centre. Who can win the clearance? Wiedemann up high. Here's Johnson. Smith came in hard. Johnson rode the bump. Got it out to Wilson. Right foot going inside 50. Miller takes it in the hands for the Doggies. Now, he'd have to latch onto it. He'd have to kick it every bit of 55, 60, I reckon, Bobby.
Yeah, just inside the right-hand goalpost here. He'll get the journey. Matt Wilson lifted big time, D-Vac.
Tom Miller, he'll have to give it everything he's got. So at the moment, they trail by 11. This to bring it back to 5 points. Put the Doggies within a kick. Tom Miller, it's a nice strike as it got the legs. What a goal. One of the goals of the year for Tom Miller. A double for him. Sunjan goal of the day, Dan.
Yeah, they got all the territory at the moment with Wodonga, so they're fighting back hard, and that was a fantastic goal by Tom Miller. And their forward entries for the first time today have been clean. They've had 3 marks from their 6 entries already, so they're being clean with the footy in hand. And North Albury under a little bit of pressure at the moment. Matt Wilson, that man, 21 disposals and a goal for him. He's at 4 in the last term already, and Josh Mathy, 4 in the last term, 21 for him as well. So all the big names getting involved on the stat sheet.
What a ball game we have now. Back to under a kick for the first time since the 2nd minute of the game. Elimination final day. So much on the line. A first final win for North Albury in 14 years. And a big, big win against the odds for the Wodonga Bulldogs. As Mimo goes to centre wing, there's a free kick here. It's going to go the way to Isaac Campbell for the green and gold. Just backward to centre here. So North Albury 11-4-70. The Dogs 10-5-65. Free kick here for a push. It's going to go the way of Keith Talent as the benches make a bit of noise below us, which is what we love to hear. Too far out to score. Umpire Brenton Lewin says, come back here, Tommy Johnson.
Great umpiring.
Thought he was going to pay a 50 there. So Jackson Wiedemann, 60 from home. Kicks to the pocket, looking for Josh. And we're going to have a throw in, 40 around from North Albury's goal. They lead by 5 points. It's under a kick. Jeds.
Let's have a look.
3 inside 50s to 6 on the 40-wing stat sheet at the moment.
Boundary throw in. Botanic Gardens out inside 50. Johnson. Penny rode the bump, ducked out of a couple. Connor Brodie coming through, picks it up. He might be gone here. Brought down by Dennis. Ball going forward. Campbell just thumps it back in for the green and gold. Let's have a look down there. Morrison. Oh, got hands to it. Margin 6 points. The Hoppers 71 lead the Bulldogs. 65 on the Border Carpet scoreboard. We're in the final term and we're going 10 for NZ.
Wilson gets around Talent on the mark. Goes short on the wing. Finds Tommy Miller. Hasn't he lifted in this second half? Look at the run and gun from the Dogs and the dare. Matty Wilson has lifted big time. Hand passes forward here towards Ollie Greenhill. He's 2 kicks from home. Sends it inside attacking 50 in the hole. King takes a lovely mark in front of Kyle Winter-Irving, who came through and made sure he felt him. And Jack King can just slow things down a little bit here for North Albury. Goes down the middle with an aggressive one. Finds Julian Hayes. He's got Wiedemann in front of him. Now he's called to play on. Goes long to half forward. Minogue! With an elite body and paint mark of the day and almost mark of the year from Josh Minogue. He's already got 6. And now he's got a specky. Goes into the pocket looking for Dennis. Ball just hit the grass. He is setting the Albury Sports Ground alight, is Josh Minogue.
And what a call from Blake Escott on O&M Live. 14.94, 2AY and 15.33. 663 3E. So ball out in the pocket here, about 30 around from goal. Let's have a look. Minogue and Driscoll. Ball comes out of the contest. Yelland gets it back. Now Andrews just thumps it out for the doggies. Sorochinsky and Reynolds. He won back front spot, Jack. Here's Arch Gardner. Very wide here. Trying to find a target. Knocked out of bounds by Liam Andrews. 71, plays 65. The Hoppers up by a goal. 6 points at the Albury Sports Ground thanks to Border Carpets.
Yeah, what a mark by Minogue that was. But Matt Wilson for Wodonga, he's starting to have a say on this contest. 23 disposals and a goal for him. 6 in the final term.
11 minutes played for NZ in this final term. Minogue doing the rucking now. Bradshaw working hard in defence. Venturoni bananas it and clears defensive 50. Porton one-on-one ball out there. McIntosh favoured with the bounce. Mimo applies pressure. Riley Smith now for the Hoppers. Goes inside attacking 50. Not a great entry. And marking that footy was Venturoni in defence for the Dogs. In the right back pocket. 71 plays 65. A goal the difference. Played 2 epics already this year, the two. So, Miller flew high. Not able to mark. Out the back, Mimo. First there for the Dogs on centre wing. Lowers his eyes, goes to half forward. Winter Irving up against Cullen. Cullen worries him out of it. Boundary throw in far side. Bobby Jackson, we've got a beauty for the Newmarket Hotel.
She's on here down here, fellas. It's everybody's having a crack. We're just waiting for something to crack open, and I think the Wodonga side's just got a little bit of momentum going their way whenever they've got the footy. Wilson's having a massive say in this game at the moment.
Yeah, high pressure here. Who's going to navigate themselves through it the best? Let's have a look. Here's Goody. And gets it away. McIntosh, left foot down the line. Leighton Taylor, off the ground he goes, or ricochets. Venturoni, nice kick, fighting Mathy. True centre wing on the clubroom side, and he wants to go short. Gets his man in Wortman, good running from behind. Dan with the Sharon. They trail by 6 points for Doggies, just lobs it up. An entry right to the arc of the 50. Wilson front spot. Bradshaw thumps it around his body. Rolling ball, Wilding. Couldn't quite reel it in, goes on the second attempt. Ball comes out again. Mathy, met by Reynolds. Look at them tearing in for the pill here. High stakes. Dan, this is great to watch.
That's unbelievable work there from both teams. How hard is that? Josh Mathy putting his head over the footy as hard as a cut snake, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Reynolds, the boy from Mara as well, going in just as hard. You can see what it means to both these sets of sides here. So much at stake. Finals win so rare in this competition. Greenhill off the boot, kicks it towards goal, minus score. Little grubber out of the pack there from Ollie.
Good point to kick.
Oh, yeah.
And the margin is now under a goal. At the 14th minute mark of the final term, all thanks to NZ. Repeating that the Corraligan Roos have beaten North Albury by a goal for Ray White Rural and netball. Timmy Broomhead with the kick-in duties for North Albury.
Oh, how good's this? Hey, on a Sunday afternoon at the Albury Sports Ground. Elimination final. No tomorrow for one of these two teams. Wilson takes the mark. Now, can he find someone inside 50? Hume Street end. Matt, he feigns around Smith. He gains a few more extra yards. And now he thumps it in. Pack forming. Hands go up. Wiedemann to Goody to Broomhead. Here's Miller. Umpire said play on. Ollie Greenhill. Oh, he's missed it. He's missed it. 1 point. Okay, so back to 4 points. 71 plays 67 thanks to Border Carpets. We're in the final term. How good is this?
Oh, you just expect nothing less from these two teams. They've built some rivalry this season.
So 4 points the margin. 71 plays 67 on the Border Carpet scoreboard. We've gone 16 minutes for NZ in this final term. 3 goals as Broomhead comes out of defence, but Morrison takes a wonderful intercept mark. Comes down pretty hard for his efforts as well. But the Dogs are doing all the attacking here as Gardner tries to apply a tackle on Morrison, who runs around on the mark and sends him back into attack. Cullen flew really high. The Dogs stay down. Mathy's involved. Miller's involved. Ramage does well. Goes by hand to Hayes. He clears defence for North Albury, who are under immense pressure at the moment. Goes out to the far wing. Where are the numbers for both sets of sides? McIntosh wants a free for a push in the back. Umpire says play on. And we have a ball up far side of the ground. 71 plays 67. It's a 4-point lead to the way of the North Albury Hoppers, who have led all day. Bob Jackson boundary side for the Newmarket.
I think the umpires have put their whistles away, boys, and I think rightfully so. It's an absolute rip snorter quarter, this one here, and it's in the balance basically.
Soroczynski, he comes away for the Bulldogs. That one going very wide, bounces in the pocket and goes out of bounds. So we're going to have a boundary throw in here at the Hume Street end, about 20 around from goal.
Yeah, 11 inside 50s and 3 marks inside 50 for Wodonga on the 40-wing stat sheet this quarter. Have all the ascendants in North Albury, the 7 inside 50s and 1 mark.
Hoppers up by 4 points. Let's have a look. Who can win the peel at the coalface? Jorgensen, right foot. Oh, weaving. Just standing back on the last line of defence. Here he comes, Harry, to the arc of the 50. Important ball to be won here. Archie Gardner taken high, and the Hoppers get out of jail.
Massive one-on-one win there from Archie Gardner. What about Weaven? Like a goalkeeper on the last line of defence. Gardner goes short to the wing. Talent and Winter Irving. And we've got a ball up right in front of our commentary position. We have a good look at this one. So much on the line between these two sides. A finals win so rare in the SS&A Ovens and Murray for both sets of supporters in the last 10-15 years. And a date with Wangaratta next week. Gardner with a hand pass to King. Here's a rare bit of run and gun for North Albury as Reynolds goes into attack, looking for Minogue. He's down there up against Morrison. Venturoni lends a hand. Minogue applies a tackle. Venturoni holding the ball. How important will that tackle? Oh, it's been reversed.
Yeah, sling tackle on Charlie Morrison after the free kick was paid.
So a free kick was paid to North Albury holding the ball, and it's now been reversed to Charlie Morrison for a sling tackle. How important will that moment be? And a free kick has been paid here to Dan Wortman once again in defence for the Dogs. 71 plays 67. The fans are going nuts. We've got a whistle off the ball here. 200 metres off the ball. And it's a free kick against Flynn Gardner. And it's going to be Ollie Greenhill 200 metres off this footy.
A huge moment in the context of the entire season for both clubs. Here's Ollie Greenhill, and he fires it in. Can the Doggies take a mark down there? Minogue's gone back and then hits it out. And there you go, it's not Minogue.
So Harry Weaving
down there.
He's been enormous this last quarter, Harry Weaving.
Been fantastic, yeah.
Okay, so again,
under pressure.
We've had a couple of boundary throw-ins from this point. 20 around from goal, Hume Street end. Johnson, Penny, clearing kick out. Let's have a look. Morrison, sticky fingers. Now Charlie, so he's 75 out, kicking towards a Hume Street end. He's looking for a target inside 50. Miller, yeah, he's got it. Now this man is a sharpshooter, as we know, and this would put the Bulldogs in front, Bobby.
As we've said all day, the team that's going inside 50 cleanest is getting the results, and at the moment it's Wodonga who seems to be moving the ball better and cleaner forward, and they're getting the best looks inside the forward 50, and they're putting some real schoolboy pressure on. And this is a crucial kick. This is a big time kick.
Hearts thumping, blood pumping, adrenaline high. Tom Miller to the Hume Street end. Has he got it? No. It comes to the broadcast side. It's through for 1- score. So 71 plays 68 now. 3 points in it in the elimination final. Hoppers up.
3 points to lead to North Albury at the 20th minute mark for NZ. Can't be long left in this ball game. North Albury holding on for dear life here. Tim Broomhead with the kick-in duties. Goes short with a real aggressive one to Gardner. How about the kahunas on Tim? Gardner onto Archer Gardner, and he kicks forward towards Talent. Talent marks a very important mark on the edge of 50 up against Reece Venturoni. Hand passes it off to Minogue. Minogue has to retreat to Archer Gardner. Lowers the eyes, looking for Polkinghorn over his head, not able to mark. And the ball trickles over the boundary line. It will be thrown back in, 40 around from North Albury's goal. I reckon, Bobby J, they've just got to hold their nerve a little bit, don't they?
You've nailed it there. We just need someone with a calm heart rate, which is probably impossible out there. The only bloke with a calm heart rate is probably Tim Broomhead, who's the chiseling out little ball terrors everywhere at the moment. So he's probably got the lowest heart rate out there. Get him the footy.
Boundary throw in front of the hill. Ball comes out the back. Caden Winter went by it. Now here's Arch Gardner, right foot around his body. Mark taken by Liam Andrews. And he wants to kick it quickly right out to the clubroom side. Picks up Ollie Greenhill in front of Tim Broomhead.
Been good, Ollie Greenhill.
Yeah, they're on the back flank, the maroon and white. Here goes Ollie, trying to get the ball to the half forward flank. Good mark from Wilding. Now what's he got forward of the ball? He doesn't waste any time. Here he goes for Miller, one-on-one. Ball bouncing towards the pocket again. Johnson, and it has found the chalk. And we're going to have a boundary throw-in. I don't know how many boundary throw-ins we've had in that spot, 10 in the final term.
Cannot name them, but what a game this is. North Albury 8 inside 50s. Wodonga have had the 14. They've got to get a goal soon, Wodonga, otherwise she might be curtains.
3 points in it. Late stages of this final term. Archer Gardner working hard, so is Winter. Bradshaw's there as well, and we're going to have another stoppage deep into attack for Wodonga, who have kicked the last 2 goals of this game. They trail by 3 points. 22 minutes gone for NZ. How long left in the elimination final? Johnson doing the ruck work. Winter, it's a free kick for a high. An important free kick here for North Albury, deep in defence. And as I said before, are holding on for dear life here in the elimination final. They led by one stage at 35 points. As Talent drops a pretty easy mark in the end at half back, and the boundary line wins out again. 55 around from Wodonga's goal. We'll have another chance to kick a late one here and pinch this. Lukey Francis for McRae Motors.
Let's have a look for our viewers on OM Live and the listeners on 1494 2AY and 1566 3&E Wiedemann. Ball at bootlace level here. It's going to be wrapped up again, Dan.
It will. It's tight as stoppage after stoppage in this last term, but some of the big ball winners, Archie Gardner's had 6 in this last term. Matt Wilson's had the 7 and a goal on the 40-week stat sheet.
Driscoll, big fist out. Arch Gardner working away. Campbell's there. Gets a quick one out. Broomhead after it now. Right foot down the line. Doggy's coming in through Venturoni. High ball inside 50. Hopper's get a fist to it. Wilson to Noah Bradshaw. Can he find some space? That's the question. To Gill, shovels one to Driscoll. Foster Garter had him. Hoppers hold up here. They're going to get it out. Or are they? There goes Noah Bradshaw again. Archer Gardner after him. Ball heading towards the chalk here. Will the final line? Matey keeps it in. Play goes on. Here comes a high entry again from the Bulldogs. Fisted. And Weaven's going to take it across the chalk, Willie. What's the umpire going to say? Play on. Still going on here. Ball still in play. And now
at the 24th minute mark of the final term, 71 plays 68. Wodonga, who's going to do a defensive. Jack Sheds. North. Wiedemann going up in the ruck. And another stoppage, it looks like, as Matty Wilson tries to break away. And he's pinged holding the ball. For the green and gold. Matty Wilson trying his heart out there to break free from a couple of tackles. And Fletcher Ramage is the recipient. In fact, it's Caden Winter, the assistant coach for North Albury. Charlie Morrison, who's going to repel once again for Wodonga. Into attack they go. Where's Johnson? Where's the Flyers? Wielding at ground level. So's Will Bradshaw. Ramage is working hard. Hand passes to Penny. King on to Goody. And the Hoppers are away.
They're away, all right. There goes Goody. Now Reynolds, can he take it here? Oh, Soroczynski right on his tail.
Free kick.
Yep. So Jack Reynolds is going to take the footy. They lead by 3 points, the Hoppers. We're going 25 for NZ. Final term in the elimination final, and they get home. They've done it, North Albury. They take their first final in 14 years, and what a brilliant one it was.
What a win by North Albury. 14 years in the making. First. Ironically, at play 68. The Dogs 10-8-68, 3-point winner. They're led by 35 points.
Oh, wow.
Did the North Albury Hoppers. 25th minute mark of the second quarter. And to Wodonga's credit, they came back with a vengeance.
Didn't they what?
Yep. They trailed by 23. Just 11 at three-quarter time, and in the end, North Albury held on for dear life in the last few minutes of that game. Hats off to 2024, navigated their way through many of injuries, but North Albury have come from the clouds in the last couple of years. Finals win a couple of years ago, and ground, and they will now play over Luke Francis.
How about that, Blake Escott? How's the ticker? How's the heart rate, hey? Fair dinkum.
Yeah,
everyone here at the Albury Sports Ground just treated in the elimination final. That was just a ripper.
So Bobby Jackson's down on the boundary. I think you take your pick between Minogue, Julian Hayes, Jackson Wiedemann. I reckon those three really stood out for the North Albury Hoppers.
Yep.
And we're just going to cross boundary side very soon. How's the vibe down there, Bobby J?
Oh, it's fantastic. I've just grabbing our player of the day. He's just working his way through it.
Thanks, mate.
Joshy Minogue, our player of the day. That was fantastic, mate. 6 goals in the final. How's that? And another epic between you two clubs.
Yeah, I know. They're never easy games against us. What was the margin at the end?
3 points.
Three points.
That's nearly 3 games decided by under a goal in total. So, yeah, unreal. Unreal to get across the line.
You blokes did your work early and made hay while the sun shined. Really early, particularly yourself, kicked 4 goals in that second quarter. You really made work in that first half.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone would have seen how slow we started last week, so it was a massive focus to just come out firing this week. And yeah, lucky it came off for us.
And the confidence going into next week with the way you moved the ball and particularly the way you defended late in that game, you go into next week feeling really confident?
Yeah, massive. I think to win it in that fashion gives us a heap of confidence. So, especially to get a good amount of ball on our terms, gives us a heap of confidence. So, can't wait.
Congratulations, young man. Enjoy the night.
Thanks, mate.
Josh Minogue, our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day, outstanding with 6 goals. 5 of those in the first half, and a famous North Albury name, Josh Minogue. Spent a bit of footy at Williamstown, played a lot of good footy for Heidelberg in the Northern Footy League, and he's come back to his home club to help out. And he's now a Doug Strang medalist and a finals winner with his home club as well. A great story for North Albury.
Talk about standing up on a big occasion, Penner. He was just super, Josh Minogue.
We're going to get Bobby Jackson to hopefully follow in and get the song as well, because I'll belt this one out nice and loud.
Look at the crowd around the Hoppers at the moment as they make their way over to the clubroom side. Bobby Jackson is down on the deck, so he's about to head over to the sheds, and he'll grab a couple of interviews for us. Due to be a great talk to Tim Broomhead. And some of the things he did in this football game were just so good to watch. And he's led his men to the first finals win in 14 years, over a decade. So everyone will be just elated up on the hill, the green and gold. And for the Wodonga Bulldogs, it's so gallant. They tried so hard to pull their way back into that game. At one stage, you thought it was beyond them, but to get within a kick was just a tremendous effort in the end.
You just thought in that second quarter when things sort of got away with them into the wind. I think it was 6 goals to 3 in that second quarter against the wind. May have been the part of the game where they look back and, gee whiz, we could have done that a little bit better. Just,
yeah.
Great a bit of noise happening over there, Bobby Jackson, I reckon.
Over here.
We're getting going now. Get that mic over there, Bobby.
So we'll follow them into the rooms here. As I said, it's ironic that they've won their first final on the same ground they did it 14 years ago, in the same home club rooms, ironically, against their greatest rivals, the Albury Tigers. So it'll be packed rooms in there at the sports ground.
I'll lift the roof off that joint over there.
They certainly will. We'll try our best to get you the coverage and the song as well on 2AY and 3&E. Hopefully our microphone extends that far.
Look at Bobby. You'll have to crowd surf his way into those rooms.
There's people everywhere here.
Bobby, I want to see you.
Unbelievable.
I want to see you just work your way in there. You might have to crawl on all fours to get in there.
There's elbows out everywhere here.
Wow.
So North Albury, if you're just tuning in.
What a game, mate. What a game.
3-point winners over Wodonga. Here we go. 14 years in the making, they finally get to sing the famous song after a finals win. North Albury holding on for dear life. 3-point winners over the Wodonga Bulldogs in a hard stopper. They've booked their place in the first semi-final next Sunday against the Wangaratta Magpies. The Hoppers 11-5-71 over the Wodonga Bulldogs 10-8-68. Stay with us, plenty to go through in our post-game show for the Clubhouse Bar and Bistro from the Albury Sports Ground on 2AY 3&E and O&M Snap Print Solutions TV. Stay with us on Father's Day, because on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
Cavalier Homes, every day.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community. .0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
The rumours are true. We're heading to the Riverina. That's right, fifth quarter camps is heading to Albury and Wagga Wagga this October. We'll be in Albury on Tuesday the 8th and Wednesday the 9th of October. We'll then be in Wagga Wagga on the 10th. Isaac and I will be bringing plenty of our teammates along for the journey. We can't wait to see you all there. Head to Fifth Quarter Camp's website for more details. See you soon.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.